going on, everybody? How are we doing on this fine Thursday evening? My name is Eric, and welcome to Q2C VR Gamer Live. We are a weekly VR talk show that airs live every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We go live to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, Kick. Are we in TikTok?
We are live in TikTok.
Live in TikTok? Are we live in Kick?
We are live in Kick.
There's like 4 people in Kick right now. We're live there. That's amazing. There's 4 people. We're 2, and then there's two other people in Kick
right.
watching us. Are we live in Facebook, Todd?
I'm just checking. Yep, I think we're good.
Are we in? So Restream, everybody.
You're good. We're live in Facebook.
Restream decided to throw us a loop and be like, hey, we're not going to let you stream to Facebook groups anymore. And we're like, we have a Facebook group that has 182,000 people. I think we need to stream there.
Yeah,
our YouTube channel is great. I love our YouTube audience, but we have 182,000 people in our Facebook group.
Yeah,
we need to stream there.
That was a little bit of a shock when we go to hit the button and nothing works.
Yeah.
Oh no!
But you guys know the drill. If you cannot catch us live, you can always catch us afterwards on your favorite podcast platform. But before we go any further, let me say hello to my partner from the great Canadian Northwest. He put the bump and the bump to bump to bump. He put the ram and the ram-a-lam-a ding-dong. He put the dip and the dip-de-dip-de-dip. Who was that man? I'd like to shake his hand. Todd Jackson, everybody. What's going on, dude?
Hi, diddly ho, diddly. I'm doing awesome.
Do you remember that classic little ditty?
Yeah.
Who put the bump?
Well, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to date myself if I say yeah.
You have to date yourself. Who else will?
That's true.
It was a good tune, man. That was a classic.
Yeah, it was a great song. And I can't believe everything's working. I'm just looking at all my screens and all my stuff, and we're live everywhere.
I like it. So I was actually going to have you play the song because I don't know. I was doing your intro, and I'm like, I don't know. For some reason, I had this asinine song in my head of who put the bump and the bump to bump to bump, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that opening for Todd tonight. So I said, Todd, maybe I was thinking to myself, Todd, maybe I'll have you grab this song for some. I don't usually tell you why, but I was going to have you grab that song, but. God damn, we've been demonetized like 4 weeks in a row with different music we've been
we
playing.
We gotta stop breaking the rules, or they're not gonna let us do this anymore. Yeah.
Oh man, we didn't even just get demonetized last week. We got demonetized and they blocked part of the program because we played Aha
from part of the world because we played the Aha song
from the Synth Riders trailer has Aha in it. Jeez, I hope the trailer we're gonna play tonight doesn't. I gotta ask our guest if he's got any licensed music in the trailer, so we don't get
flagged again.
Don't get any strikes against us. But what's going on, man? It's good to see you, and happy Thursday, man. I'm excited to do the show.
To be back, man. It's been 2 weeks for me.
Yeah, how are you feeling, man? Like, tell us. I mean, are you okay?
I'm doing way better today. Actually, I woke up and way better today, even from yesterday to today. I've noticed a big difference. So
I got a ton of requests when you were gone.
Oh, yeah.
That everybody wants to see your incision.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no. You got to show it. It was requested.
Okay, ready? No, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, so Todd had a little surgery last week, but he's feeling much better. He's back in action, but we don't have D tonight. D had some previous engagements, but we do have a special guest, and I do want to get to him as soon as possible. So let's get right to it, Todd, and say hello to our chat so we can get our guest in here because he had a game drop today, and it's pretty freaking amazing, and I want to talk to him. So word up, Gab. We got VR Spry Guy is here. He says hello, everyone. We have Heroku is here, Mind Jive, Inferno 9. Todd Q2C is here. Let's see. We've got Nope Challenge in the chat. Nice. I love to see it.
Excellent.
Yeah. Let's see. We have Billy Lawhorn here. Says, "What's up, Q2C? Been watching like your show. Hell yeah, man. Thank you. Appreciate it." Arlen Kundert is here. Looper the Underground Game Cat. Brandon VR. We've got Great Gabriel 004 is here. Q Creator all the way from England. What is up, dude? Thank you for all the work you do on our fine timestamps every week. You're amazing. And thanks for and being here in England, man. He's like, what time is it in England right now?
Oh my God. Oh, dark 30, I think they call
it. He says good evening and good night.
Yeah, right.
Destiny 11 is here. Paul Fennessy is here. Let's see. Who else do we have? Traveling Man 3775. What's up, Traveling Man? Good to see you, dude. Bluebell is here. We have Mepper saying hello to absolutely everyone in chat. Substatic is here. Says, hey, players. Mepper, as I said. Let's see. We have Virtual Steve is here. Todd? Orland Hooper's here.
Uh-oh.
Orland Hooper's jacked, yo.
Look at that.
What was the uh-oh for?
I'm in the middle of doing other stuff. So I wasn't sure I was going to hit the right button.
Jet Gaming is here. Zell2318. Psycho Bueller is here. I love that name. Air Force One. I love that one too. Getting Things Done is here. What is up, man? Jay Dunn is here. How you doing? Hooked Worm, the Hoosier Game Cat is here. Midlife Kid, I think I said. Sim, Earth Witness, Kubo92. Mickey Barrios is here. What's up, Mickey? How are you doing, man? Artful is here, man. We have a lot of people from Europe here tonight, Todd, hanging out with us from the wee hours of the morning.
Awesome.
Bell, I think I said. Looper, yes. Wendy Crook is here. Am I missing any? Michelle B.
We have 5 people on TikTok watching us, including Nope Challenge. Air Force One's over there as well.
Nice.
And a couple lurkers. So
we've been absent in TikTok for a little while.
Yeah,
It's good to be live back in there again, Todd.
Mm-hmm. It will be a regular thing again. So
heck yeah. Cool. Well, thank you everybody for coming in tonight. We really do appreciate it. As I said, we do have an amazing guest. I want to get right into this because there is tons of stuff to talk about with him. He's got an amazing background, and let me bring him in. We have the founder of Happy Manic and the creative director of the game that dropped today, Nope Challenge, Joe Halper. Joe, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there.
Are you still awake?
I told you. Yeah, I'm still awake. I'm still on like launch alert, just like I've done a lot of games and launched a lot of games, and it's basically like I feel like that guy or one of the mates that are on the ship that left harbor. You're just making sure you don't hit a berg.
Yeah, right.
Somewhere, and it's like I'm still on that tilt level, and it's just like all the little iota stuff. But I'm doing good. I've been up since 4 a.m. So this is
happy day of launch. Let's give. You know what? This is I didn't even think about this till right now until you said this. Give everybody there's a lot of people watching right now all over the place. We have a million channels that we're live right now. Tell everybody what's the life of a developer day of launch. So, like you said, you've been up since 4 a.m. Give us a brief glimpse into what that looks like for you for the day.
Oh, that's an interesting question. So, early on, basically, I'm just trying to get prep with all the doodads with thumbnails and videos, and I'm working with Stephanie Browse. She's with the doing a lot of the stuff with the community, and you see her in the forums and all that. Also, we're still currently doing development, so there's a lot of things that have to do with tasks and R&D and just various gameplay and all that. I'm going to be at 2 conferences this weekend, actually 3 conferences this weekend showing the game. So there was some prep that I was doing with that. Also touching base just with all the stuff to do with PR, getting everything ready for the launch, because it was released at 10 a.m. PST. I'm on EST.
Right.
So it's all the dotting I's, crossing the T's, and, with everything going on, just being prepped, just being prepped for that, and really trying to prioritize the day with everything that you're trying to clear your schedule as much as possible so that if any kind of explosion happens, especially with the game going out, we're on it, Yeah. But it's just really getting ready to launch the cannon, and everybody did a great job today leading up to it. So I've been pretty excited. I was doing, after the game launches, I'm literally working on a thumbnail, and thumbnails are a misnomer because those are important. But I was doing that, and a bunch of different stuff. So it's just because we're a tiny team, I have to wear more hats. I mean, we all do, and it was just really making sure everything's all ready to go, and everything went really smooth. I feel like it's still going on. I haven't had a chance to really dive into too much of it.
That's what I want to know. Did you have any major hiccups or server crashes or anything that you're gonna have nightmares for the next week over?
No, I've had things happen with launches where it's just but this one was really smooth. I think smooth. There's things that when it does launch, what I quickly do is just check to see if anything pops up on the radar of the socials and stuff like that, see if anybody has any issues. And you also want to find out if there's any miscommunication with the marketing or that's the first thing I want to see. I want to see hey, do people don't understand things? And there's things that I made mistakes on, of course, everybody does, that I could tweak and all. So those are the first things I put in the backlog that I could say all right, well, we can address that. If somebody's feeling like that's not clear, then let's get on that stuff. But other than that, no, we had a pretty phenomenal launch. The small team that we have, they did a phenomenal job. I mean, I have 2 guys that been with me since the beginning, and they kicked some ass. And Stephanie, she's going crazy today. And then Alex, Mike, like all the people that like touched base on this project, I couldn't be happier with the results. Because it's like my creative baby that's going out. And like I said, I did a lot of projects, and this one is it's unique, and it's kind of special because of the creative aspect of it. But yeah, it's been smooth sailing so far. No icebergs.
It's cool to see. And Stephanie's in chat. She's in chat as Nope Challenge. So everybody, say hi to Stephanie at Nope Challenge in chat. Hi, Steph.
She's in all of our chats.
We got a chance to meet Stephanie at GDC, and she was super cool. And
we had a blast there at GDC. That was so much fun. That was so
it was cool. We're gonna show some stuff later from GDC, which is just great because it's it was a really fun time to see all these people kind of just coming through and then getting in because
it was nuts.
I don't want to spoil it right now for anybody who doesn't know what Nope Challenge is yet, because we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of that. We're going to show some trailers. We're going to show some cool stuff. But Joe, let's get to know you a little bit first. So one of the coolest things. So me and you have known each other for a little while, and one of the coolest things for me is meeting you originally, and I got a chance to hear your backstory of like your past and your video game kind of like where you started, where you came from. I thought it was just super interesting. So if you just want to start there, tell little people about yourself and like your path so far to where you are now.
I'll try to summarize as best as possible, because it is like all kinds of twists and turns, I guess you could say. But people have been asking me like, how long has it been going back? And I'm like, I don't know, after 20 years, I forget how many years. So I look today because everybody's pinging me on LinkedIn and stuff like that. It's like 27 years. And I started as basically an artist, and then I became an art director. I did a lot of stuff with military training at first, and building things for like C-130s, BAE Hawk, working with Lockheed Martin, British Aerospace, various governments, Malaysian Air Force, Saudi Arabian Air Force, the U.S. military, USMC, and then after like around the 9/11 time, that's when I was working on a mod called Desert Combat for Battlefield 1942 with an awesome mod group. That's why I've 1942 on
that's
awesome. Background there, and that thing took off. That was like a hobby / passion / it was so much fun. That thing really blew up at the time, and that kind of got me into the gaming realm. And the games were basically things I was using to design the training stuff that we were working on, so that it was easier for soldiers and whoever it was, young people, like to get excited about learning and all. But then the mod broke up, and that was when I migrated into like more of production out of like necessity, because we had to manage it all. And we started working on R&D for gameplay for Battlefield 2. So we did a lot of stuff there, and then we were acquired by Battlefield. We became DICE New York,
right?
And because it was a New York City studio, it was me and another guy. And, we started a studio there, Trauma Studios, and then we became DICE New York. And then after that, we created Chaos Studios, which is Frontlines Field War over there. so I had like, and that was quite the effort, building a studio from basically like 13 of us up to 100 plus, and then working with outside studios. So it was like a couple hundred people. And New York City, new consoles, new engine, new title, new everything, new people. And it was just like, it was I was pretty impressed. I was happy with what we were able to achieve there. And then I got romance to come down to North Carolina to be the head of another serious training company. So I started doing that a little bit more, working with, I tell people I work with white coats, people in military uniforms, people in suits. I worked on all types of projects. I worked with stuff at DARPA. I worked with things that are nuclear reactors, nuclear weapons, just like the whole gamut. And then even things that were people that post labor and airways and all this stuff using Unreal Engine. And I did that for a while, and then I came back out of that, and then I want to get back into entertainment. So I worked with indie games, and I started a couple companies, and then I started working with the big dogs, Epic Games, Autodesk, a bunch of indie studios, and had a lot of fun there. And then like I'm trying to get through it as quick as possible. But a lot of that was with production, and I was looking to get into something more creative, and that's where this was a kind of a little bit of a fluke with this game, how it came about. It was a bit of a passion project, prototype, fun thing to do on the side with VR, and then yeah, I just like, I'm doing this. So I
Yeah.
kind of settled. I rested things on the side, and I'm just like, hey, let's see what we can do. This is going to be fun. And yeah, release today. And I'm like,
yeah, amazing. So yeah, I mean, so you have an amazing background there. I mean, like that whole time in gaming is some of the amazing gaming times too. And
yeah,
like those Battlefield games were so freaking good, especially 42.
yeah.
So but yeah, just really good. Like the gaming heyday time was great.
Mm-hmm.
Where was your what was your VR aha moment? Like what? So like for anybody to make VR, you have to have, I believe, you have to have that aha moment where you go, this is amazing. I want to do something where I'm inside of it. So for you, what was your aha moment that said, you know what, I'm going to switch off and not do traditional gaming anymore. I'm going to make VR games.
Well, it's interesting because like, my inspiration for the VR, what got me into VR, I was already doing things back in like 2009 for the military, doing augmented reality systems with some proprietary stuff. It's like soldier awareness and whatnot for DARPA, and that was amazing. That was Unreal 3 engine at the time. We were integrating some adversaries so they could see them and point them out to other soldiers in the field, and that was wild. I'm like, that's immersive. And then also at the same time, I was dealing with projects that had people with cognitive disorders and dealing with things with the brain, and just really training and getting people like back up to speed that have troubles in life. And but also, I got to work with various universities. I got to work with the various militaries. I got to work with all types of groups. And I was as a director at the company. And then Duke University had what was called the Duke Immersive Virtual Environment. And that's a cave system, which is computer assisted virtual environment. So really cool system at the time, which was like panels, all four walls and above, and the ceiling and the floor, with projectors from the outside. And you would be tracked with your stereoscope, or with the glasses, and you have a thing in your hand. Now things were happening with Oculus and stuff already, but they had like the little controller and all. But this was like 2000, I think, I keep forgetting the dates, but 2009 or 10 or 11, somewhere around there. And the
Super
stuff to
on.
me, that stuff was really, I love VR, but I love the fact they had this one simulation in it, which was like a kitchen. And the fact that it could track your hands, and you could see with things picking up and opening doors and cabinets and all that. And they were doing white papers on the simulation of like, you open the door and other people could be in the room with you too. So it was like social, but it would just track the person with the controller. And as you open up, people would all step back. And I'm like, wow, that's not even there, but people are backing up. Right. And that's wild. And they did all kinds of studies on that. So that was really cool. And the whole hand approach. Now I knew all the things about why it was important to have your hands as a reference point, as a protection, and all that stuff. So I was intrigued by that, and I'm like, yeah, that grabbing and stuff is so important. And then Valve was announcing their Vive, and it was at the Steam Dev Days, and you'll see some of my synapses getting paused because of the 4 a.m. now thing. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, and I do want to. Can I pause you 1 second? Just
sure. Yeah.
We had a $99.99 super chat, and I just want to call that up before I forget. So Scott Albright, amazing, the CEO of Combat Waffle Studios, and the amazing, Ghost of Tabor, which I'm actually wearing their hat tonight.
Yeah,
$99.99 super chat. So thank you very much, Scott. You're amazing, man. I appreciate you very much.
We had a super chat. I know, that's wild. Like, super chat.
Yeah, it was like super chats are super cool, man. Like a little. And Scott does amazing. He comes in all the time and drop these super chat. He's
that's cool.
So cool, yeah. But, yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to.
No, it's all right.
Before I would have forgot about it soon enough, but yeah,
no, that's cool. I'm thinking about where I was at. Vive. So the Vive, I knew that at the Steam Dev Days, they were showing early versions of the Vive with the room and stuff like that. And I knew the controllers were getting involved with the stations and all. I'm like, holy crap, I got to check that. That was like, to me, I got to check that out. So that was I understood what that interactivity was going to mean, especially the 6 degrees of freedom. And I knew, especially with the experience I was seeing inside this cave system, and we were doing development in other cave systems like concave, sphere, half sphere, kind of like systems as well. And so I got a chance to see the first demo right after when they announced it at GDC. and they were showing and I was so excited. I was one of the first ones to try it. And they were showing all the demos, which was like, they show In the Blue, I think it was, and then with the whale, and you see the eye, like, oh, cool, and then this is kind of going into what happened. I don't know if you want me to go into this about what triggered things to go into the challenge.
Absolutely,
but then they would show also the Aperture Labs where you'd actually do the bow and arrow, and that was so wild. I'm like, wow, and like everything was like, wow. And I love telling the story. Like there was a point where Skyworld was one of the demos or early version of that from Vertigo Games was one of the next in line. And now I'm moving around the space, and I think I moved up a little too far. And when Skyworld came on, I'm like, okay, here comes the next one. Cool. And when it came on, I'm standing mistakenly on the edge of the platform, looking down in the clouds. And I'm like, and then my brain just went bonkers. Like it just went boom. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm falling. And I couldn't believe the effect that it had, and I'm like falling forward, and the person for Valve just like grabbed me. He's like, Joe, you're okay. You're standing on concrete, and he's telling me that, and I'm like, wow, that, I'm like, that was just amazing. And I knew it was happening. I knew like what my brain was doing, and I never experienced that because of the immersion factor. I'm like, that was wild. I'm like, that was really, to me, so intriguing because my brain is doing its thing to protect me, and I'm like, I want to play with that. I want to have fun with that. So in this tech, this is going to give me the ability to do that, and I have the Unreal Engine. This is going to be my hobby thing, right? I need a creative outlet. So
and VR is the only way you could do that, right? Like that wouldn't translate ever to flat. Like how you couldn't have those type of phobias.
It's like, there's people that watch flat screen games that do trigger like Mirror's Edge has like a very like tall, I actually did a lot of research to see which games had certain styles of levels and stuff.
I have a friend who can't even play battle royale type games because he can't jump out the airplane.
No way, really? That's amazing to me.
It's amazing, like doing all the research on phobias and just how the brain works and how people trigger. There's like a level of sensitivity that some people are very sensitive, and it's just like, and it's just because of the way that their brain is set up and what they've experienced in life. And I'm conscious of that. If I see somebody like really getting triggered, especially when they're playing a game over the simplest stuff, and especially doing a game about phobias, you're like preloading them, you're giving them anxiety right off the bat. They're like, oh, there's phobias in here, it might be the one that I have. And then people are like, oh my God, their heart rate's going up and up and up and up and up, and it's like, holy crap. So that I got one of the first dev kits for the Vive. Nice. And I started right away, just like, all right, I'm going to start phobias. I'm going to start tapping into the limbic system, trying to get my brain to do that same thing. It's just like, that was fun. So I started with heights. Then I'm like, okay, what will really get people, jacked? And then spiders. But spiders were also so interesting to me because they're like, 8-legged movement. And I'm like, wow, that's cool. So as a developer, I'm like, that's neat, seeing how they move and they touch, and how I can make that, speed and stuff. And then I just started doing spiders, dolls, clowns, thunder, lightning. I started stacking, and I'm like having a blast. I'm doing it all in the engine, and I finally had Tanya Watson, who's a friend of mine. She was local, and we were both working at Epic a little bit previous to this, and she wanted to come over and talk like not phobias, about VR, because she knew I was like into it. Everybody knew that I was getting all as a hobby. I was getting excited about it. And she's like, can we talk about VR? I'm like, yeah, sure. And she was the first one. I'm like, can you try my prototype? And she's like, what is it? I'm like, it's about phobias. And she's like,
it'll be fun.
Everything's new. Yeah, everything's new. And I've been developing in it. And I'm like, this is all coming in my face. And this is like a shotgun of phobias. I throw her in it, and I didn't know she was afraid of spiders.
So, no way.
Holy crap. She was bouncing off the walls like, oh my God. I'm sitting there like, and I'm laughing. I'm like, oh my God. Like what happened to me with the Skyworld thing, to her, it's just like off the charts. And I'm like, oh, wow. And I'm like sitting there like, this is, I'm like, this is fascinating. But I thought maybe she was overacting it or something like, but no, she was triggered full, but she was powering through it. and she's just like, she kept going. She's like, okay. And she was being cool about it too, but it was really putting her on tilt. And I'm like, okay. And again, this was a hobby to me. And I take it to events and I would show people, and same thing, people were losing it. And they were jumping, they were like falling, they were doing everything, they were smashing my, then they
legit reaction, the reactions that you really wanted people to have, they're having.
Yeah, but into a level of intensity where I'm like, oh my God, fight, flight, freeze, flop. I mean, everything. And they broke my equipment. So this is like a
vibe. That happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this before, say, like Richie's Plank?
This was 2015, 16. So I think
around the same time.
Yeah, probably around the same time. That was a husband and wife time. I love Richie's Plank.
Oh yeah. Richie and Tony Estes.
Yeah. And so somebody ran into my drywall. There was like all kinds of stuff that was like happening, and everybody's laughing and pointing like, just, and I'm watching. I'm like, holy shit, and then I started I did start turning people away because the equipment, and I had friends at Epic, and I was able to get another backup kit while the other kit was being fixed to keep working on this. And I would take it to these, I was on the IGDA board, so I'd show it off. And I finally started like, no, you can't play. If I see somebody that's really upset coming up to it, because they're like, oh my God, I just saw them and they're crying. I'm like, And I like to tell the story about this one guy. He was 6 foot, around 6'6". I'm 6'2", big dude. And he came up and literally had tears like coming out of his eyes. And he's like, is there spiders in here? And I'm like, yeah, there's spiders in here, dude. And he's just like, and I'm like, you can't play. He's like, what? And I'm like, I can't get it off your head fast enough. People are running, people are jumping, smashing my equipment, and you're so tall. I can't. I'm sorry. And it was an issue, and everybody wanted to see people freak out. I was starting to have empathy for people, and he was like, okay, he was actually really used. And there were all these things happening, and then seeing all this stuff happening, which was really cool. But I knew it was happening in people's heads, and people were like taking the headset up and breathing. Mm-hmm. And then people would get back in line. I'm like, oh my God, you're getting back in line. They're like, I got to do this again. I got to do it again. That freaked me out, but they determined. And the other thing was people would say, nope, I'm not doing that. Nope. And I'm like, okay, I understand. Cause look at how insane that is,
Yeah.
And that's what got me into like developing this system to keep people contained in the game, but also give them outs, give them a way to manage what was happening to them, manage that amazing thing, and have fun with that, rather than just they're losing their shit and everybody else is pointing at them and laughing, and they're just, how do you get out of this? You just throw the headset off. I'm like, I didn't want that. I want them to stay in, take a breath so they can nope out. Like this game, you can nope out, take a breather in the breather space, and then go back when you're ready, when your heart rate comes down, and try it again. So that was the inspiration. I had some history with things I tried to do in the past, but that's kind of like what built the idea of this foundation, and the inspiration between not just the loop that I want to keep people in, but also the various phobias that were, the clowns and the heights and the spiders and all the other phobias. Yeah.
This is a good time, Todd. I think, Joe, I think this is a good time, because there may be people out there who don't understand.
I only have the trailer. The other file didn't upload.
Okay. Yeah, we'll play what you have. It didn't upload in first. Okay, I'll try it again while you're doing that. But yeah, let's play it, because like you're saying nope out and stuff like that. Let's give the trailer. It'll give a better idea.
Okay. Exactly there's two. Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Oh, wrong one. This is another one. I'm teasing this one a little bit later.
All right, that's the only one I have. So give me a sec.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
you guys chat. I'll grab the trailer.
Yeah, if you can grab the trailer, because I for some reason it wouldn't download for me. But yeah, let's just describe it a little bit before we get to the trailer. And we'll try, and then Todd will work on that where we're working at. So when you say nope out, like, you explain that process of noping out.
Yeah, so like the whole thing of the game is like confronting phobias, right? So that's like the high level of it, but it really is, what I'm trying to do is convert your fear into fun, right? So if you're going into the game and you have, say, like there's an intense thing or a phobia you might have, or things get too intense, you can always nope out. There's a nope button in the game that you can hit. You tap that a couple times, and then it drops you into what I call the breather space. Now, the breather space is what it sounds like. It's like you rest, you relax, you recharge, you breathe. And it's meant to like cleanse your mental palate of the things you're going through, and just like take time to rest. You can look at your rewards, you look at your achievements, and when you're ready, you go right back in to what you noped out of, or you can go into another challenge. And
the nope button is so people know you're wearing this big thing on your arm.
Yeah, exactly.
On your arm. It's like a watch.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
3 times, and you get nope out. Yeah,
exactly. And it's just like the thing we're doing a lot of R&D with is how many times can you hit it? And people are like, I wish you could hit it faster. Like, how do you accidentally hit it? It's like all those nuances, and a right arm, left arm, and all that stuff. But yeah, you can nope out anytime, and then it just takes you to that getaway spot, and then you can just chill out. And it's been very effective. And then in the game, there are 9 challenges that are unique, but they have categories. So we have the light categories, where there are the light spiders, light, clowns, light heights. And basically what those categories do is, like, in the light versions, it's unique content, but it's more of like a scripted, on purpose, like a scripted event, so that you can actually ease into it. It's like an exposure curve in some of them. And that's on purpose, because some people need a little, they appreciate a handhold if there's like something that they're really sensitive about. Like if you're afraid of spiders, well, you can approach this. There's a door for you, and start with the light. And if you start with the light, it starts with, and people are super sensitive about certain things. Starts with the line drawing, then goes to the picture, then it goes to the, the toy that you can like play with, and then it goes to one of our spiders that has our AI in it, and he runs all around, but he's harmless, and you can pick him up. You're supposed to pick him up and put him in a terrarium. That's like the light. On the other end of the spectrum is there are the extreme challenges. Now the extreme challenges have and those are like full on tilt. We're doing everything, and that is involved with we put a lot of time in our AI for the clowns and the spiders, so that we make it as dynamic as possible, unpredictable. And just basically for the spiders, all the attributes change every time you hit the ready button. So, and we've been seeing people play it. It's like a time-based system. So you go into this establishment, this house, and it has a basement and a kitchen and living room and all that. And it sounds simple, and there's an outside. As soon as you hit that note or the ready button, what happens is all the variables change. Their speed, their size, where they hide, how they're going to tactically, offensive, defensive, cabinets, door, lockers, like drawers, they're all over the place. There's like over 30 spiders that you don't know where they're going to be.
It's diabolical, by the way. The way you hide some of these freaking spiders is diabolical. It scares the crap out of me. All right, we got the trailer. Let's jump into the trailer.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Let's see if this works.
Sweet. Okay. All right.
Extremely fun.
Yeah, that's one of the recent trailers that we did, just to show some of the reaction stuff that we had at GDC, which was just phenomenal. And the other trailer we had goes more about kind of like, the fear of the unknown, and just going into a little more of the story and how the note button works and all that. But
I have that one too. If you want, I can play that one too.
Yeah, sure, that'd be great. It's Yep.
The unknown, our single greatest source of anxiety. But what if we could empower you to know the unknowable? What if we gave you the means to confront it? Now, nobody said growth is easy. But the Nope Challenge empowers you to redefine what you think is possible. And anytime you find your limit, you can just nope, right out. Relax. Breathe deep. You have earned every slice of pineapple. And when you're ready for more personal growth, then jump right back in. You total psychotic! See? That wasn't so bad, right?
Yeah, you can see a lot of the elements that are there. And that's the thing too. It's like one of the things that we're finding is that, all that the trailers show a lot of the intense reactions and stuff like that. And people are having a blast, they're having a lot of fun. But I'm realizing like what I'm trying to, like, everybody's like, it's all intense all the time. I'm like, no, not really. Like, there's still the doors for people like the moms, the dads, the brother, sister, friends, and family. Because we've been seeing a lot of, and this morning was like the light bulb moment when I watched some of the videos, because we gave out, a handful to see how things would go, just to, test the tires of people playing. And people were having like so much fun, and their fear was like fun. And because they could use the note button and these intensity categories, and then the breather space, take some time off in the breather space and go back in. There's even one person that, like, you saw Mr. Peels the banana.
Yeah, I love
he's like
banana.
Yeah, he's your emotional support, character in there. He's like, and oh god, I saw Wilson, who was I saw the movie Castaway.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, he's like Wilson in Castaway.
Yeah.
That was 20 years ago. I'm like, holy crap, nobody's gonna know that. But he's like Wilson, like, where he's there to support you. And people are talking to Mr. Peels. They're like, Mr. Peels, I failed. I'm like, oh my god, they're doing it. And then
some of your areas in there are so cool too. Like the koi, you have koi pond where those fish, and you have like a little there's an area where you have like sand, and you can like
just draw
like,
in the sand,
sand, like the
simple
stuff.
I spent like 10 minutes just zenning out with the like. You get like your hands are like rakes basically, and you can just make your own little zen garden in the sand. I was totally mesmerized by that, by the way.
There's a breathing exercise that you could do to replace. So the whole idea of that is just to like really calm people down. Like the gameplay is minimal. I'm dying to do more gameplay in there, but I'm being strategic and like what's gonna there's so many things that we want to do.
How terrifying if you actually put something scary in the zen.
That's the thing. Like everybody's like, hey, you got to turn it around there. And I've had like the lore and everything with the game. I thought like, all right, it could be the point where it's infested now with all these various elements of phobias, but I'm trying to keep it safe. It's like, I want to have trust with the player, and I want to have them know that that's like the safe space. There could be like, this is just a start with the IP. So I'm planning on other things. And, but the whole idea of this like palate cleanser, because when people are like, where the hell was I just at? That worked. If they're like, I don't remember where I went. Well, that's good. Now you were ready to go back in and then select. And we've seen people just sitting there like in front of the menu, like, I don't know. All right, I got to do it. Just like,
love it.
And like standing at the edge of the one railing and saying, I'm gonna do it, Mr. Peels. I'm gonna do it. I'm like, that's it. It's working. And then
now,
go ahead.
Coming from a VR veterans kind of a mindset where, in my mind, nothing scares me anymore. I've been doing this for so long. I've played every game. I've done everything.
Yeah.
I apparently am terrified of clowns. I've realized.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. You're gonna discover. That's like when I had that Skyroll experience. I didn't think I was afraid of heights, but my brain was protecting me about falling into the clouds. And the immersion factor of VR, the 6 degrees of freedom, you're physical, you're standing, you're moving around, your hands, and you're exploring. And then our clowns, the clowns that we have they're not scripted. There's 2 clowns. There's one in the moderate, and people are starting to tell us, we knew what happens. They're saying the moderate is more extreme for me. Some people think that's more extreme than the extreme, because we have Phil, who's in the moderate, and he's blind. He's a robotic.
He's terrifying.
Yeah, scary shit.
Yeah, he's a demilitarized robot that's been repurposed as a clown, but the program didn't set in him, and he's going bonkers and terrorizing, and he's blind because he saw battle and you had to rip his eyes out. So you have to get close to him. The reason why he's called Phil is because of philophobia, is the fear of falling in love with someone or feeling getting close to someone. So the idea is, and he was inspired by, Half-Life with Jeff. And I'm like, oh man, Jeff was awesome. That was such a cool feeling, getting really close. I'm like, just like that edgy. And of course we're not Valve, but we try to create some of the same things with his AI. And he's a little more like unscripted with what he does. And he just hypersensitive to sound. And then Dioko, who's an extreme, he can see, hear everything. He's also a murder robot. And he is basically at the hunt. Yeah. And he was inspired by Alien Isolation. So, and Alien Isolation uses the director AI, and we call ours Lurk AI. And it's like the fidelity of the Alien and Alien Isolation is it's amazing. And we try to create some of the similarities with Dioko. So I could drop him in any environment, anything in the level. And I've done that by accident where I'm trying to do screenshots and stuff, and I'm trying to combine them all. And I forgot that they were in the one house with the spiders. And I'm going in there. I'm looking for spiders.
Clowns and spiders.
And I go around the edge. I go down the edge. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, where's Phil in here? And he's like, bah. He's coming up there. I'm like, oh, he saw me. I'm like, oh my God. And then in the kitchen is Dioko. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot that they're in here. And I'm like trying to get these screenshots. I'm like, guys.
Did you ever think about that? Like do a level where everything is in there and like,
we
sensory overload?
Well, it's funny. Noah's the lead programmer, and he has a level that has everything in it. So when I go in there, it's just like you're testing grabs, you're testing lifting books, everything. Yeah. And it's all in this one level. And so when you're going this level, you have to look around, because if you have to like disable things, because if not, you're going to have Dioko and Phil just chasing you all over the place while you're trying to pick up books. Like, does this look right? Like, oh shit, and then, and especially, we play jokes on ourselves. So we have like all these features and mechanics and all these things to make those extreme and moderate levels more depth and more like unpredictable. And that unpredictable nature makes it to be like that more heightened that you get when you get in there. And that's why people have been saying, that Phil's terrifying. I'm like, yeah, he's supposed to be in the dark, and then just trying to get close to him and all. So it's like, we're tweaking stuff and then adjusting them. And we even have like we've been finding that Dioko, he sometimes goes into an idle state where he'll just like sit there and bob, and people are like, oh, he's bugged out. I'm like, no, he's not. So what they do is they go up and they want to see him. They'll go close, and then he's like, blah, he just starts going crazy. People are like, holy shit, and then they run it, and then they go into the the crawl space, and they're like in there, and there are spiders in there. So things get nuts, and then people are screaming. It's fun. It's so much fun to see all that fear happening and all that fun happening. And it's fun to watch people play it, and they record it and they post it, and then they hop in their comment section, and they're watching their own video and everybody's talking about it. It's so funny.
Tell us, while you're on that thought, tell us your best story of somebody you put a demo in and the reaction that they had.
Well, it's kind of like, it's a little crude, but the one that I tell is last year I was working on the Heights Extreme, and the Heights levels are ones that some people have a real hard time with the Heights Light, and Heights. When you go into Heights Moderate, it's more of like climbing mechanics, and then there's other things you have to avoid. In Heights Extreme,
other things he says so nonchalant.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. People are playing, and unfortunately, they're thinking like, oh, the mistake that I saw in the communication is like people think that the Heights has the same thing that you play, but just a little more difficult. It's unique, like for each level.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are playing it and they're like, oh, it's only one level. I'm like, no, you left like 70% of the game on the digital table here. So I need to figure out a way to like communicate that. But anyway, we were experimenting with how we can bring people's, like when we start getting into the climbing with the mechanics, we noticed that people are just looking at the wall, that they would never look down. And we're like, we got to get people to look down. It's all about heights,
Right.
So we're like, let's come up with a mechanic that they're getting chased. So they're getting chased by something that's like, for some people is really intimidating and really scary. And that thing chases them and they climb up the wall like a squirrel. And it works really well. Some people are like, really they don't want to look down, but they need to look to see how fast if they're going fast enough. And when they're going too fast, they'll lose grip and they'll be like, and then, AI of that thing just starts going after them. And it's like, oh God. But there's a point in a level in that challenge where I stop the threat, and it's at a point where you're crawling across this pipe. So this one guy was at one of the conferences, and he's coming up, he's all excited. He's, what is this, VR? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I was like, look, what are you afraid of? And he's like, heights. And I'm like, oh, did you ever do VR? He's like, no. And I don't know if he did VR, but he's just like, no, he's all excited. I was like, you're afraid of heights? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, look, if you want to try my extreme level, we're trying something, and I'm gonna try and distract you about the heights, sort of. If you want, he's like, yeah, let's go. He's all pumped up. He gets in it, and it's a thing. People don't know what they expect, or they don't know what they're getting into. And he starts climbing, and he's all thinking about the heights, and his anxiety is up. And I can start sweating. But then he sees a threat, and he starts climbing really, really fast. And I'm like, oh, he's going up. And I'm watching. It wasn't streamed. I can hear, and I'm trying to interpret, like figure out where he's at as he's doing it. And then I start seeing him go like this. And I'm like, oh, he's up. He got all the way up to the pipe. And I'm like, let's see if this works. Right. So he's going up. He's going. He's like, oh, it's not coming this way anymore. I'm like, no, you're good.
You're
I'm
home
watching.
free.
Yeah. And then what I do is what he doesn't realize is that threat made him like climb like 23, 24 stories. And now he's crossing a pipe, and now he can look straight down. So what I do is I get his attention with something, and he looked down. And that's the moment where I'm like, is this going to work? And he starts shaking like crazy. I'm like thinking, oh my God, it is working. And I'm like, I walk over, and certain people have a heightened sense. And I started feeling like a little panicking myself. I'm like, this guy's he's going full tilt. And he starts shaking. So I walk over, I'm like, you all right? You all right? And he's like, yeah, no. And he's like screaming, no. And I'm like, what do you want to do? You want to, because now he's got his hands up. And that was interesting to see. If you're doing that, how do you,
right, hit the button. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? He's like, I got to go. And I'm like, and he was still shaking. He was sweating. I'm like, you got to go. He's like, yeah. Oh, he's like, I got to go. And I'm like, oh, you got to go. And he went.
He grabbed
and I took the hand off. Yeah. And he waddled off, and I'm like, oh my God. I couldn't believe it. And I felt super bad. And I'm sitting there like, I'm shocked and stunned, because that's how, like, when your limbic system kicks in, it does a thing where it like initiates your sympathetic system, your blood, everything, your eyes dilate, all the stuff happens, your heart rate goes up, and you get the chills, the sweats, you freeze. He was shaking. Your body's doing this to protect you. And when you do that, like, if you had lunch or something like that, it could have an effect if you're really, really stimulated, and he was. And I'm like,
I guess so.
I'm like, it worked. I'm like, it worked. Holy crap, it worked. Yeah. So, and then some people might go through that, and they might be like, okay, even if they have a fear of heights, but and that's the thing at conferences, we have to be very careful to watch the people playing. At GDC, I'm telling people, back up. And they're like, what the hell are you talking about? And all of a sudden, this one ran at us. I'm like, that's why we got to back up. And they're like, oh my God, what's she playing? I'm like, she's spiders. And, it's just some people, that one thing we're seeing too is some of the hardcore people that have, like yourselves, have the VR legs. They're less sensitive. This is something that people that, unless they have a true phobia, like something they're really sensitive about. And we've been seeing with the heights with people that are veterans, and we've been seeing with the spiders, and then the clowns is the interesting one.
Yeah.
We saw a couple people today, and we're like, wow, they're really triggered on. And it was funny. I think somebody told me that in clowns light, they're like, I noped out. It was so freaky. I'm like,
light.
And they're like, yeah, I saw it. I just, like, my heart just, I'm like, light. And I'm like, what? Well, there's triggers there for you.
If I put my wife into the medium one, and she saw that balloon at the very beginning, she'd take it off instantly.
Yeah.
People freak out about clowns.
Clowns are clowns. Yeah. And clowns is actually not a true Chlorophobia is, like, I keep saying that wrong, but it's not a recognized phobia by therapy. It's sensationalized by the media and stuff like that, in the movies, and Pennywise and it all that.
Right.
And it's just like John Wayne case, the murder guy.
They're less scared of the clown, more scared of what the clown's doing.
Yeah. And the clowns are basically like similar to mannequins or dolls. It's like what they're doing is they're distorting their facial features, the uncanny valley.
Right.
And that triggers people, and they're like, Their brains are like, something's wrong with that. No,
I don't want
click,
to go there.
and then flush. It's just like
Did you do research into figuring out which phobias that you wanted to latch onto, or what ones you thought would work best in VR? And like, so why not like snakes, or why not like sharks, or
it's a lot of conditions dictated like how far I could go with things. Like there's so many phobias, and that's the other thing too, is the communication. There are like over like 40 phobias. Some are very light, but they're integrated. They're like the secondary, tertiary. They kind of support like the game mechanics that are in the game. So if there's needles, people are really afraid of that, especially the pandemic. There's holes. Holes is trypophobia, and that triggered a couple people. When I saw it, I'm like, what got you? They're like, the holes. I'm like, oh yeah. And then there's other things like thunder and lightning, darkness, like enclosed spaces, thalassophobia, like you mentioned with the ocean. And like there's time limitations, technical limitations. With the ocean, I want to do so much with the ocean, with thalassophobia. And it's funny, like the breather space is surrounded by the ocean. And one of the guys like, I want to go relax there, but it's surrounded by water. And I'm like, oh yeah. Well, if you can look at the sand, it's just like, well, we're gonna create another breather space for you, like the mountains, And then we had that in a prototype. But snakes, there are snakes in the game.
Yep.
We just don't say where. But we had more of a snake. It's really about, I need to get a baseline of this out, and also we're limited to with the tech, with especially on a mobile device like the Quest 2, Quest 3, because that's what they are. They're an Android device, and we're using the engine. And we're a small team. So the original like heights where I got stimulated by Skyworld, that I'm like, that's got to go in. And the spiders, because I had my prototype way back when. And then the clowns, the reason why I went with the clowns is because it added like a humorous, like it added like a way to get humor involved. It's just they're freaky, but they're funny, and you laugh because it's a clown. But I didn't want them to be human, because that's strange. And that's the other thing too. Like we had a couple clowns that we made that were like less human clown. That was really weird. We have one clown that's like a dad bod with his tiny whiteys, and he's got like face paint, he's bald, and he walks around like, man, that's really weird. So I decided I decided to stack certain phobias. So the robotic clowns, because people are afraid, like the Terminator and stuff, they're afraid of technology, afraid of robots and stuff. So I thought that would be an interesting twist, and there's some lore in that. And then the mannequin, Mary, she's our mannequin. She's also really freaks people out. So with those things, and then all the other phobias, like I'm really big with cockroach. I can't, if I see cockroach on a wall, I'm like, oh my god. And that's one where even my son Aiden, he can't look at the screen when the cockroaches are on. And we just added elements to really have all these. It's like a minefield of phobias, and we try to introduce something that might trigger someone, so that we always have that heightened anxiety, but little entertaining. So they might hit the note button, they might not. But what's the one thing about that though is we've been finding more and more, and we saw this sometimes at the Sears games in the past when I went back and looked at some of the things we did. People say nope to the nope. So when you get somebody that has one of these phobias, and they're having fun with it, they know there's an out with the nope, and they know there's a breather space they can go to, they'll say, nope, I'm not noping out. I'm going to keep pushing. Even if they haven't done VR before, even if they're freaking out, they know it's there, and they're like, nope, I got to keep pushing. And it's their own courage, and it's fun. And we had that happen at GDC, where the guy Russell, he was freaking, he was our first, like one of our first demos, never did VR before. I was like, yo man, can I put you in extreme spiders? He's like, yeah. He's like the other guy. And I'm like, cool. Yeah. He also didn't know what he was getting into. So put the headset on. I explained everything. You got the nope button, man. If you feel anything, nope out. Even if you have to take the headset off, it's cool. Don't put yourself through anything too much. He's like, no, it's cool. Let's do it. And then he goes, and he's just in there, and he's just like, what do I do? And everybody's screaming, gotta pick up the spiders. He's like, what? He's like, losing. You are? And what? Yeah, he was losing, and he was backing up, and he started sweating all. It was so, I love telling the story. And I got the video up on our nopechallenge.com, the YouTube.
Nice.
And Russell, and he backs up, and he goes through all the parts. He starts sweating, shaking, and he's backing up the flight freeze. He's doing it all. And all that's going on. And it was so intense. And he was so loud that there was a news crew from China that was at another booth. They broke away from that booth. They ran to our booth with the camera and all. And it made it so wild because there was a crowd forming. He's screaming. And I started telling him, like, dude, you can nope out. You get the nope button. And with all that going on and him being new to VR, he's like, nope, not yet. He didn't want to hit it.
Nice.
He kept pushing. I'm like, holy crap. And finally, he's just like, and he noped out and he's bending over and he's like, he was, everybody's laughing. And that's a thing, like this mechanic lets people have fun with these fears and have fun watching. And there's a safety that they have, like a cup of milk for a hot pepper challenge. It's like a way that you can actually do it. And some people say no to the milk. They'll say no to nope. But man, it's so cool to see it and know that they're kind of safe doing it. You know, they have some outs.
Yep.
So it's a beautiful thing to watch.
It's a super cool mechanic that you don't see there, because there are other games out there that are similar to this, you know, that have, you know, fear challenges like this, but yours is the only one that does have that kind of nope out thing. And I love this this comment from Kalia VR. Says, I will never forgive you for this damn game. I had nightmares last night. It sounds like they were streaming the game maybe too.
Yeah, Stephanie, she's really afraid of clowns, and I needed her help with the testing and stuff like that. And I'm like, hey, can you test the clowns? And I've had this a couple. I get forget what's in the game, and she's like, yeah, sure, you know. And she was helping out with the socials and all, but she has extensive testing experience from Epic Games and all. And so she's like, Joe, she's like, it took her a month. And she's like, she was having nightmares. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know that. She's like, yeah. She's like, but once she got in it, she was screaming. Now she's in love with the Yoka. She loves Phil. She likes the whole experience. And she's connected, especially Mr. Peels and all. And she's really attached to the game because, you know, she has the nope out and it has those. But that's a thing, like at GDC, that's the other thing too. When people, just like when I was on the prototype, those people would say nope. And I'm like, I understand. You're going to say nope because everybody's pointing at this person freaking out in terror. At GDC, when people would say nope, they would say it. They're like, nope. I'd be like, I want to talk to you. You know, I was like this, not like the snake oil salesman, but I'm like, I got a game for you. And I tell them like that here's all the doors that you have to out if it's too much. And they're like, huh. I'm like, all right, you know, cool. And you start in a breather space and they're like, yeah, this is nice. And that's a thing. You can have your friends or family get acclimated with the breather space, get acclimated with VR, simple, light stuff. And then after a while, they're like, you know what? Let me try the light of this. I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. And that's the bridge. And then when they're in there, they know they can come out.
Then they're hooked.
Then they're hooked. And then everybody's watching to see like what happens. You know, it's like, you know, and I just wanted to make that available to people so that I call it like surfing the wave of that limbic system, that flight freeze. You could surf it because you have the note button and you have the breather space, and then you have these outs, and you can start with that little wave of the light, all the unique levels that they are, the challenges, and then you go to moderate, and then you can go to the big wave. And then some of those waves are bigger for some people than others. And it just, you know, and we're going to continue making these waves, you know, for people, because people are really enjoying it. They're really having a lot of fun. And when you could take fear, it's like a roller coaster. It's the perception of it. You take a roller coaster and you're like, oh, you don't call a roller coaster like really horrific or horror. And that's why I have a hard time calling this a horror game. It's a fun thing that you're safe doing. You feel like you're safe, but it's really going to get your adrenaline going because it's an awesome ride. And that's what I'm trying to do, give them a safe box that they can get in VR and mixed reality coming. But that's where, you know, it's like really,
a little bit of a teaser there.
Yeah, because that was going to be my next question. So, like, you know, you've launched today. You know, it's a success. People are loving the game. People are, you know, they're afraid. They're having fun, but they're enjoying it. But they're, you know, it's having the effect it needed. So it launches. What's next for Nope Challenge?
So like with everything going on today, we're still all working, and it's like really small team. So we're seeing first is like, you know, the quality of life of the build and all. Like right now they're smooth, so we're gonna have a patch like pretty soon, which is going to be like teleport and fixing up certain things. And we're like, oh, look at that. How that bug get past us? We saw that, not the insect, but
not a real bug, but a
real bug.
Good bug. Yeah.
So, and it's funny when it's like you're hypersensitive when you're watching people play and you're watching them do that, but you go, uh-oh.
Yep.
And so those stuffs that we're going to do the fixins. But other than that, there's so many things that we can go down the rabbit hole with snakes, with more things with spiders. Like, because of the AI, we could put them basically in any structure that we build, and also Dioko and Phil. And then there's other characters that there's been a backlog of R&D features. One of the things I like to say is we tried to fail a lot in the beginning, where we tried a bunch of different things because it's a unique title, and a lot of those things that were like, I was like, no, that's awesome, but we're going to cut it out. We're going to stay focused on this. Like, we built a whole roller coaster system, so, but that is something that gets you it can get you nauseated. And we're like, we want to hold off on that. And then we had this, Archie that we call him. And he's what we're looking at as far as working. I sent you guys a clip.
Yeah. Can we play that now?
Yeah, sure. So I think it was play a little bit earlier.
Yeah, we started, but we'll let's get it out now, because this I haven't even seen this yet.
Yeah,
it's only a few seconds long, right?
Yep, that's all it is. You can see him. Yeah, this little dude. So this gives you an idea, and I won't say if it's like the VR or AR, but we got really excited. This is Remco, lead tech artist, and you can get an idea as far as like the nature of stuff that we're doing. He could be a mascot, he could be a good guy, a bad guy, he could be associated as far as with Dioko and Phil. And when you make things a little bit cuter, it's a little more approachable. You give them a little personality.
Right. They think it's safe.
It's a little bit safer, but he could be evil too. He could be mixed reality.
Yeah.
He could be, there's things that we can do that we're experimenting, like some of the stuff that we're doing today. And we're excited about him, and we're excited about him or her. I mean, like, it's amazing, like, how many things that people are afraid of. And then there's stuff that we're looking at for flexing on the things that exist already. And there's things that we're flexing on things that don't exist yet, things we've done in the past we might bring forward. But there's also the mixed reality problem. And mixed reality, I know that a lot of people are chasing that because, that's the next hot thing. For this type of game, it's provides a lot of interesting opportunities to invade people's safe space.
Imagine having the spiders come out of your own, come out from under your freaking couch in your living room and the kitchen and chase.
I mean, I like the ideas like for this, and like to do it right. We're using Unreal Engine 5, and we're doing a lot of experimentation and stuff like that. We want to do it like the game mechanics and things to make it interesting. The gameplay also has to have to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you can see, like I was saying, like the two doors open up, you have Dioko and Phil coming in, it's like Jesus, and then spiders like coming up and jumping all, there's so much. But there's things like I keep talking about, I love things to do with the ocean. There's a lot of things you can do with the ocean, a lot of things to do with everything, all of it. But the mixed reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, it gives you an opportunity to like make people feel a little bit more safe. They don't have to worry as much about things that would be a little bit uneasy for them because of the full immersion. Now, if you're standing on your own ground, you feel safe, you're in your own place, well, then I'm going to mess with that space. It's just like, and make it like, and there's like cool, simple mechanics and stuff like that. And we're going to play around with it in R&D, just like we've done in the past, fail a lot. And, but a lot of people already are like, what are you doing next? What are you doing next? And I'm like, the more people scream for that, the more that I know that, we got a good thing going, but we're a small team, and, I want to be careful with how quick we grow or with what we do. Because I like every indie's passion or desires to have a really fast moving team. And that's what we can move fast, like a little speedboat. And as the team gets bigger, it's like it turns into that big ship. So we're going to play a lot with this stuff. And, the holidays are coming up, and there's a lot of things that we're not saying what we're doing now. That was a little teaser of like one of the things we're working on. And it adds like a cute little tone to it. And it's like, can't say exactly what it is, but
yeah, right.
We're
more things
and
to
having
come
a lot
though.
of fun.
So that's good.
Yeah, more things to come. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, over in Twitch, we have Sean Can Gaming. What's up, Sean? How you doing, man? Said played Nope today. It was fun, man. Awesome. Did you
Oh, that's
stream it,
great.
Sean? That's the question. Did you live stream it?
Did you live stream to Twitch? That's the question.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like I've been so much in that dev like launch mode that I haven't had a chance to really see all the reaction videos and stuff like that. And what I'm trying to find is like all the people, like all the good, the bad, and ugly. You know, it's just for us as developers, you want to find the things that like are not communicated well, or you know are not working well, and turn the dials and patch it up and pivot to where we have to. And if somebody feels like, hey, this isn't working for me, like, all right, we'll find out what that is. It's good to hear that stuff too. But the reactions of people have been phenomenal. Like there's a couple of people putting their parents in for getting their reactions, and it was awesome. And then somebody put their fiance in. She screamed, she laughed, and she's in a breather space. She took Mr. Peels and threw Mr. Peels. She was like, oh my god. And it's wild to see it working as designed, and seeing people again turn that fun or that fears that they have into like a fun moment, not just for them, but for everybody else, all the friends, for everybody watching. It's so cool to see that spectacle, and everybody's safe, as long as nobody like messes with
relatively
them.
safe. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, relatively safe. Yeah, relatively safe. Somewhat safe. Yeah, they can always nope out. So it's a beautiful thing, like getting that brain into that spot.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah,
love it, Joe. Thank you, man, for coming in tonight.
Thank you.
I know you're exhausted, man. It's got to be a
pretty
long day
jacked.
for you. Yeah, I mean, it's an exciting day too, right? And like we have,
it is.
there's amazing 81 people watching live right now across all of our platforms, and I just want to say thank you to them for watching. And go out and buy Nope Challenge. Like, you should go get this game. It really is a lot of fun. It's a game that you're gonna dig and enjoy. But then you can put friends and family in, and like have little, this is absolutely a thing that you can have like a party over and just pass the headset and try different challenges. And
I'm
like
totally
how
doing
you
that,
do.
by the
Oh
way.
god, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and film them all.
Film them all and send them all to Joe.
Just like post them all. I mean, we're excited because we're thinking about doing reaction to reaction videos where we sit and watch, and it gives an opportunity to talk about certain things that are tweaking. Stephanie and I and Remco Noah and all the others that were working on this, just being able to like just say like, oh yeah, this, and it's cool to look at that as just a group and just laugh our asses off. And that's the thing too. It's just like knowing that they're safe. It's like that's a cool thing, and I'm just really excited about it. And it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be really wild, and it's just fun.
I can't wait to see the fall and what you guys got coming next. And congratulations on an awesome,
thank you. I appreciate it.
Awesome launch day. And thanks for spending time with us tonight.
Yeah, awesome.
Take it easy,
Thanks,
Joe.
everyone.
Have a great day.
All
right. Oh, Todd, he can finally go get some sleep. Poor
Right?
Joe.
Poor guy.
The life of an indie developer, when you have to, you're up at like so I've known Joe for a little bit, so I've known him through this process, and when you're an indie and small developer and you're getting ready to go through testing and QA to get your game launched, and you have deadlines you have to hit. Like, I know Joe, he was telling me, I was like, he's been up for days, not sleeping, trying to get as much stuff done. And
but it must just be nice to just be able to go.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this day is
done.
extremely hard
Go
for
to
him.
bed and
That's
done.
why it's like an emotional thing, right? It's like, when you finally launch your game, it's out there for the world, and then people are having these types of reactions, and it's getting the reactions that you hoped for. It's getting people are feeling the way you wanted them to feel about it. It's got to be a really, really good feeling. But I'm sure he's ready to sleep.
I'm sure it was crazy. Yeah.
But he's got a great background too, Todd. Like, that's one of the coolest things. Like, he really is an OG. He's been doing this for almost 27 years, and to have a developer that, has been in that, the traditional gaming space, and then decide to like say, yeah, I'm done with that. The guy was at Epic. He was, he was at several different large studios. Yeah. And he just said, what, I want to go make VR games because it's freaking amazing and it's awesome and it's something that's special. So yeah, for sure. Thanks for coming in, Joe. Appreciate it. And definitely congratulations. Oh man, another good interview, Todd. We've had some good ones, man, the last few weeks.
All
There's
right.
all these good games dropping. This week in particular too, a lot of good games this week.
This week
And
has been a stellar.
yeah, like just even like recently. Normally, this is a fairly slow time. You come out of January, you know, you come out of the holidays, all the banger games. January, February, March can definitely be. You know, January is not usually too bad, but March, April, February, March, April can be super slow game wise. You don't usually see a ton of big drops of games, but then it does start to heat up a little bit before the summer months come. And yeah, I think we're in that kind of period now. I think we're in that time where we're starting to get some really kick-ass games. And we're going to talk about one later that dropped today too with, you know, actually we're going to talk about a couple. We'll talk about Arcade Paradise that dropped earlier, which is a freaking awesome game. We've talked a ton about it, but you know, we'll just mention again that it did drop. And I got a little package today, Todd, from Arcade Paradise.
It is so good.
I haven't even opened it yet.
Oh, no way.
I literally came right.
I wonder
before
what
the
you
show.
got in your little mini mystery bag.
I know, right? I
Yeah.
know. Look, so it's like it's just a kit, man. It's a super cool detergent. It's a detergent box.
Laundry detergent box
It's
from the
a
store.
King Wash detergent box. Tropical Breeze detergent. So if you guys watched the interview we had last week with which you missed, Todd, because you were recovering, but it was a really good interview with you know, one of the developers from Arcade Paradise, and like all the little tiny things that are in that game that are, you know, kind of pay like an homage to different things. And that's what this kit is about too, right? Like, you know, little tiny things that like are super cool. Should I open it up real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's open it up real quick.
It's got some really cool crap. I opened mine up the other day, made a little TikTok with the, you know, all the things that I got in mine, but I do know that the packages are unique. So you're
right. So everyone is different.
There's some components of each one that's different. Yeah.
I love this. They give you a little letter from Ashley, who's the main character in the game. It's like, hey, Ashley here. So you see the main character of the game. That's super cool.
On the letterhead for the laundromat. Yeah, they did a really good job on their kit.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just take a quick look.
Yeah, the mini bag is the one that is the thing that's that I almost threw out.
Why? Would you throw this out?
I thought it was packaging. I thought it was just like
candy.
Yeah. Well, and then I read it. I'm like
3 different kinds.
I'm like, wait a minute. This is
apple and watermelon flavored.
My daughter scooped that instantly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my daughter will be all over that.
Yeah.
My daughter's birthday yesterday. I will wish my daughter.
That's right.
She's sleeping now, but I'll wish my daughter Charlie a 10th. Happy 10th.
Happy 10th birthday, Charlie.
Todd, I have a 10-year-old, bro.
I know, man. Ridiculous.
Ugh. 10. All right, so we got a little skateboard deck.
Yeah, man, mini skateboard. I got mine right here. Yeah,
that's so cool.
Sits
man.
on top of my computer.
Deck.
Yeah,
love it. And is it themed?
Nope.
No, it's not. Okay.
I don't think the deck is. No, it's just 80s themed.
So this is the mystery bag.
That's the mystery bag. That's
right,
the thing that we don't know if it's all the same. Yeah.
Oh, one of my favorite things in the world.
My son took that instantly.
Popcorn.
Yeah.
Sweet and salty.
Oh, you got sweet and salty. I just got sweet. It's like a pink bag.
Oh, yeah. No, this is sweet and salty.
Cool.
Mickey Barrios says happy birthday. And Jasmine's here. What's up, Jazz? How you doing?
Showed up.
Yeah, this is cool. What do we got here? Oh, this is a poster, Todd.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I got some cool posters. I'd like to get some of these framed. I have that Max Mustard poster that we just got.
I'm getting that one framed. Yeah. And probably this one too.
This is cool. Yeah, this is I may frame this and put it in my arcade downstairs.
Yeah, totally. Look at the back.
Yeah, the back is cool. I'll show you the front in a second, but the back is super cool.
It's upside down.
Got all the arcade cabinets on it.
Yeah, it's all the cabinets from the game.
So there's like 30 some cabinets in the game, right? And they're all listed here with a little brief thing about like what all the different cabinets are and how you play them and everything.
You almost need 2 posters if you're going to hang them up.
So everyone is listed. I know, because you want to see the back, right?
Yeah.
But then it shows the Arcade Paradise. That's what I would show, though, the Arcade Paradise.
Yeah,
because it's super retro and like arcadey. Yeah. Super cool. I almost wish it wasn't creased like that, though.
There's places up here that if you take them to get framed, they'll iron it and it'll take the creases up.
This is cool, but I have no way to play this, Todd.
Me neither. It's up on my shelf because I don't know how. I can't play it, but it's cool.
There's probably some people in chat, like Jasmine, who doesn't even know what this is, they'd be like,
Probably.
"What is this?" This is a cassette tape.
Yeah, with the soundtrack from the game.
There's some people in chat going, "What the frig is that? A cassette tape? What is that?"
Wait till you see what else is in there. Yeah.
So, like, what? This is super cool, man. I love the cassette tape. But I have no way to play it, Todd. I don't have a cassette player.
Me neither. I didn't open mine yet. I just figured I'd leave it sealed. It's up there by Superman.
So this is actually music from the game, which is super cool.
That's right. Yeah.
What else we got? Code for the game. I could do this right now and give it away. All right, you guys got your fingers ready?
Oh,
be ready with your fingers,
God.
guys. If you want a key to Arcade Paradise. This is fun. I didn't even know this was in here, to be honest.
I didn't either. I got to look through my box.
You probably threw that away, you dumbass. You threw a key away. All right, everybody got their fingers ready? All right, you ready? Get yourself ready. If you want a key to Arcade Paradise, here you go. Ready? You got to be quick, man. You got to be quick. You got to be quick. There's a key.
Take a screenshot. Type it in fast.
I think it's a Steam. That's a Quest key.
Oh, it's a Quest key.
Yep.
It's only on Quest right now, actually. So.
Yep. Screenshot it. I don't know. I don't want to leave it up here forever.
Oh, they can screenshot it.
I'll leave it another minute. Very cool.
And I just found mine, so I'll do mine in a few minutes. Here.
Okay, there you go.
That's awesome.
Nice. I love this game, dude. I love this game. All right,
really
bring it down. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is? Oh, look at this, Todd. This is super cool. This is wraps for your headset and your controllers.
Vinyl wraps, and they're sick,
That's
dude.
so cool. I would almost not want to take them off of here, though.
I know. That's why I haven't done it yet. And the top, this whole part up here, is a big sticker.
That I would take. Now I don't know if I want.
I want to put it like my computer's got a glass side panel, so I think I want to put that arcade thing right on the side panel. Maybe
that would be cool.
They're pretty.
All right, so I actually can play this one, Todd, because my daughter.
And I can't.
My daughter is a Swiftie. My daughter's a Swiftie, and these are coming back again. My daughter just got a record player for her birthday.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, right? Record player for her birthday, and I just got an album. I got a record album because the reason I say she's a Swiftie is she just got this new Taylor Swift album. That's why she got this record player. Apparently, Taylor Swift is like some kind of big singer or something. I don't even never heard.
I don't know. Is that a guy? Girl?
It's a guy.
Does she play football?
She does. She does play. She plays football for the Chiefs. Yeah.
Right. That's what I thought.
But yeah, it's a freaking record album of the game, the music game, man. The music from the game.
Did you read it though? So it's the Arcade Paradise soundtrack and an explicit version. So I really want to listen to it.
Yes, absolutely. Ivar and the Horde actually has a music video for this. Yeah, if you go watch Ivar and the Horde, there's a music video for Arcade Paradise, and he's singing, and he's out in front of like this like real laundromat, and he's like, it's too funny. Oh yeah, Jasmine said Charlie got a Stanley before Jasmine, and now a record player. She is cool, man. My daughter is awesome. She's cool. But we can play this, Todd. I can actually play that, so that's cool. All right,
I have a record player. I don't use it, but I do have one in the room beside me here because it's the size of a small car.
Oh, really?
It's like a family heirloom that's been passed down since like the 40s. Yeah.
Does it have like one of the big things, like the big like horns on it?
It's a big gas cabinet with huge speakers and all these little drawers for LPs and stuff. But it's it looks like it's from the 60s, so we don't have it out in the regular house. So
hey,
I might have to pull it out just so I can play it.
Thank you again. We have 83 people watching on a night where I know a lot of people are probably playing Contractors Showdown. So
we got a bunch of people on TikTok. I just want to say hello to them because the TikTok program has actually popped up twice and told me that, are you sure you're really live?
That's cool. Do we actually have people there? Because that's one thing that numbers don't show. So we have 83 people that I see watching Restream, but those numbers don't show TikTok. So how many we got in Restream?
In TikTok,
or not Restream, but in TikTok, I mean.
There was 3 or 4 or 5 at a time. Kind of varies. We've had 150 people come in and out, so it's been good.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah,
we haven't been there in a long time, so that's good.
Yeah, totally.
NFL draft. Oh shit, Todd. That's why I was like wondering why we were a little low on YouTube tonight.
Oh, it's draft night.
It's NFL draft night. Who cares about the freaking NFL draft?
Yeah.
Who gives
Yes.
Mystery bag.
You know what I was gonna do? Just because we haven't done this in a long time.
Oh, put the restream chat up. That's a good idea.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, and we can see everybody. Yeah, there's Jazz on there. She said you should make that record look like a special edition Taylor Swift record and trick your daughter into playing it.
Yeah, totally.
And then she plays the explicit version. Right? You get all the swearing. Oh, right. And I forgot about that too, Todd. So it's freaking. We were talking about all the things that dropped today. So so it's NFL draft. I'm surprised we even have 83 people. I don't even know how we have 83 people watching.
I know.
NFL draft, NBA playoffs, Walkabout Mini Golf's new Venice course dropped
today. Yeah.
Contractors Showdown, Nope Challenge, and Arcade Paradise today. And then some crazy space game that nobody wants to play.
VR's dead, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right. All right, mystery bag. I got a little.
That's pretty sick. It's on my laptop with all the rest. Yep.
Nice.
Good sticker.
I got so these are all the different mini mystery items that could be in the possible kits. There's a whole bunch of them. So there's like you can get one of one, a gold washing machine. I could have a gold washing machine in here, Todd.
It's been claimed.
Oh, you sons of bitches. Who claimed it?
I think
Who did it?
Matt, maybe? Or
Matt BMF? I'll kick his ass.
Or Beardo? One of those two.
Beardo.
One of them.
Beardo Benjo, like
yeah, Beardo got it.
Content creator or something. Where you gonna go, Jazz? Don't go anywhere. How dare you?
I
want the toilet. There's a toilet.
I know the toilet's awesome. I didn't get the toilet.
Look at the toilet.
Jazz got the couch.
The toilet. Jazz got the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. What do I want? Do I want an arcade cabinet then?
I got a sick ass arcade cabinet. I was pretty.
Well, if I can't get the freaking golden toilet, I'm just might throw this thing away. I won't even look. All right, I'm gonna look. I'll let you guys look first.
You gotta look.
Is it a golden toilet?
It is a fucking golden toilet. Holy crap!
You're lying. All right, at least be one of the cool arcade. Oh no, it's the same one you got.
Oh no way!
This is rigged. It's freaking rigged. Yeah. I got the Woodsy.
Yep. Woodsy Jr.
Woodsy Jr. Come on. Yeah. There you go. It keeps wanting to focus on my face.
That's funny. We got the same one.
Come on. It's not going to focus. It's Woodsy Jr. But it's cool. It's a little mini arcade cabinet. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
I got to tell you. It
looks good on the shelf with stuff.
That's a pretty damn good kit, man. I got to say. Thank you.
These are sick. These are totally going on my gaming headset.
Yeah, are you going to do that?
These vinyls?
I am normally not one of those people that do that.
I'm not generally either, but these are really nice.
Jazz said she got the arcade cabinet. She wanted the couch.
Oh, I thought she got the couch. No, she got the couch. She wanted the cabinet.
She wanted the couch. I'll trade with you. I want the couch. I'll trade with you.
Yeah, trade.
I'll trade, Jazz. You can have my Woodsy.
Woodsy Jr. And then
it finally freaking came in the focus.
Wood Guy Jr. And then you can get the couch from Jazz. There you go.
I want the bidet. Yeah, Bluebell's right. I want the bidet.
Right.
I'm still jealous that Jay Bratt brought you the bidet and he didn't buy me one yet. That son of a.
I'm still working on getting it fucking installed, man. What a nightmare that's become.
You haven't even installed it yet?
I can't. Yeah, no, it doesn't work. With my bathroom that I wanted in the bathroom that I wanted in, it doesn't work.
You need water.
No, you need power.
You don't have power in your back? What do you have, an outhouse?
I don't have power.
I know you live in Canada, but what do you have, an outhouse?
No.
I was like, it doesn't work in my outhouse.
Doesn't work. So I'm working on it. I swear to God, I'm working on it.
Man, you're free to
contractors up the yin yang over here.
What was that? You have to rewire your whole. You have to bring power out to your outhouse.
I know, right? This free bidet from Jay cost me $10,000.
You're like, I don't have power. I'm like, what do you mean you need water and power? How do you not have water and power in your bathroom?
Who needs a light in the bathroom?
Holy crap, man! Do you have a 2-seater outhouse or a 1-seater?
It's a 2-seater. That way we can go together and shake hands.
I always thought these things were crazy. Like who in their right mind was like going out and taking shits together,
right beside each other?
Like, have you ever seen some of these old pictures of outhouses and they had 2-seaters on it?
I've been in them. Yep.
Yeah, and they're like, they're not separated by anything. It's just
they're right beside each other.
Husband and wife would get up in the middle of the night. Hey, honey, let's go take a shit together. Like who's doing these things?
Oh my God.
Maybe you needed it for warmth. You needed to like huddle together while you were crapping
over the other hole after you take a dump.
Oh, how did we get to this, man? How do we get down these roads? I don't even know. Astra looks cool. I like space adventures. Astra does look cool.
It does.
Too bad nobody knows about it. Nope. Sorry. Astra, like nobody like that's the problem with some of these things. Like who knows about Astra? Like, I mean, unless you're like in our immediate space, like I mean, nobody's talking about Astra today.
No. It got overlooked for sure. Definitely shadowed. There's so many good
things. I heard it's
came
actually really good. It's just too bad that nobody knows about it. Maybe us talking about it for a second here will get some people to play it.
Maybe.
Bluebell says better than shitting in a bucket. I don't know. I think if it was to the point where I had to either shit next to somebody or go shit in a bucket, I'm not sure what I would pick. Can we get a poll? Can we get a poll up in chat? Let's poll this to see if people would rather crap in a bucket or crap right next to somebody holding hands.
Can you imagine?
Oh, I love this show. There's my nope challenge.
Yeah, right. I saw someone in chat say that as well. That's a nope challenge.
My challenge is I got to go crap next to somebody. Yeah. Oh my god! But what if it's Jess? Well, what if it's next to Todd? Definitely not. Oh my god!
We'll get to practice. We'll get to practice next weekend.
I know. Yeah. Can we talk about that? I think we can.
No, I don't think so. No? You can talk about me coming, but what we're doing.
So, Todd's coming to town, coming to hang out with me. Todd is flying into Florida next week. So next Friday, right?
Yeah, I've been coming Friday and leave Sunday. Like I'm only there.
Yeah, he's coming in for a couple days. Going to stay with me. We have something that we are. I don't know if we can say what we're doing yet. We have to find out because I'd like to talk about it and get some people out there. But we're doing something with Meta. Meta is having us go to an event, and they'd like us to come and hang out. And Todd is flying in all the way from Canada to go do this event. So super cool.
Super cool.
Yeah, you should message. Actually, message right now and see if we can talk about it because
I can do that. Yeah,
we get an answer back right away. I'd like to talk about it at least if we can. So, yeah, but oh man, I don't know how we get down these roads. Like, how did we go from Arcade Paradise to
from Nope Challenge to the fucking outhouse?
Air Force One is relentless on this Area 51 thing with Flat to VR. With Flat to VR Studios.
I know, right?
Love it. 91 people watching now. Draft must be over.
Yeah, right. The draft is over. The NBA games are finished.
Well, and, here it is. Like all of a sudden we spike from 81 to 91 because we're talking about crapping together in houses.
Yeah.
Haven't mentioned VR in 15 minutes.
TikTok's jumped up to 160 views.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, Todd, let's move on to some actual VR news here real quick. Because Meta, this is one of those weeks where like we were prepping for the show, which I will put a shout out there to our Patreon. And if anybody out there is listening or watching and you'd like to, show support for the show in some way, we would really appreciate it. Come join our Patreon. We have a really cool Patreon. We're getting back into every week meeting to do what we call show prep. So we get together, myself and Todd and Dee, and we bring in our Patreons to come in and help us figure out what we need to talk about for the show. Because we show prep usually early on to figure out what we're doing for the week. What we're going to talk about. Do we have a guest coming in? How does that work? How does it look? What do we have coming up? And usually the Patrons get an inside look at that, and usually they get some good inside information, Todd, because we always tell them stuff.
They do,
first.
Yeah. They always get to know all the deets beforehand. And we do a bunch of exclusive giveaways and things with the Patreons as well, whether it's game codes or hardware, accessories, that kind of stuff. We get sent a lot of stuff, and a lot of it, just sits in a box because we've used it, done our review, and maybe, we've got something better that we just like better. So we give it away to the Patreons.
Yeah. So come in and hang out with us there if you want. Join the Patreon. How much is it, Todd? I don't even know. It's pretty cheap. I don't think it's
$3 or $5. I just put the link in chat.
A couple bucks a month. Yeah, it's cheap. It's a couple bucks a month. Come and hang out with us. Support the show a little bit, and we appreciate everything you guys do. But my point was with this is when we start to talk about things, sometimes we get into these meetings, and I'm like, guys, I don't know what the freak we're going to talk about this week. There's like some week there's no games coming. There's like no games. There's no hardware news. There's no big news in the VR world in any way. And we're very lucky that and the Patreons will attest to this, that sometimes we're like, most of the time, we're like, I don't know what we're talking about. We just put some filler in there for now. And we're like, something will happen between now and Thursday, and we usually meet on Mondays, and that's what happens is, it's like a running joke with us because, and even the Patreons will say it, something will happen, like we always know we say this, and something happens between now and Thursday to give us something to talk about. And
It
this
happens every
week was,
time. Yep.
yeah, and this week was not one of those weeks though. We
No.
did not need to figure out what we were going to talk about. We very early on we're like, okay, we know we had Joe coming in. That was an easy one. What do we talk about after that?
Yeah,
And I'm
well,
like,
what else did we talk about?
this week it wasn't even about what do we talk about. It was what warrants getting on the thumbnail, because there was news that I thought about putting on the thumbnail, and I'm like, there was too many things to where we had things that were vying to be like really featured on the thumbnail. Now we ended up going with Contractors because it's Showdown, because number one, people are talking about it like it's the game of the year, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But we had to get it on there because it was such a big news. And then the other thing we talked about and we put on there, and I ended up I really thought about putting the Applab news on there, because I think Applab, the news about Applab, which we will talk about, I think it's huge news. I just don't know how much huge news it is for like our audience or the consumers. For developers, it's huge news.
Yeah, exactly.
And it is news for everyone in general. But I think the bigger news, we had to go with Meta, and they're rebranding Quest software to Horizon OS. This was big news. And so and there was even other things after that, Todd. So like literally even before the show tonight, when we're sitting waiting and prepping right before the show, we usually get in an hour to 2 hours before the show just to go over everything. I'm going through and I'm going, oh my God, there's even more stuff to talk about. Meta has a ton of stuff to talk about. Apple has a ton of stuff to talk about. All these games that are here, it's pretty damn crazy right now, Todd.
It's crazy, and like you say, some weeks we're like grasping at straws to find a topic, but we either find something or make it up on the way on Thursday. But it definitely was not that way this week. Look at that!
Yeah,
Mickey Bird's dropping games in chat again.
Nice. Madison VR release date announced. It's very exciting. Madison VR is going to be amazing. Mickey Barrios dropping my favorite game of all time, Garden of the Sea. Nobody claimed that key. I'd like to claim that one. So nobody ever leave that one alone. So let's talk about some news. So, like we talked about the games, already. There's tons of games. And then Vision Pro news. Apple, Apple. Everybody was saying that Apple cut their production line, and basically because it was leaked by some guy, a guy that leaks Apple news and has been right on some things, but he's more wrong than he is right most of the time. And this,
you saw
this guy,
those tweets or whatever. There's
a
couple TikToks that went around.
Yeah, so there's this, one of these informants, Ming Chi Kuo. He claimed that basically the Apple cut their production, that their production originally was 700 to 750,000 units in the first year, and they cut it to 400 to 450,000. Well, number one, that makes zero sense, because that was never their number, 700 to 750,000. So their number was way less than that. So just that right off the bat, saying that they're doing a 40% reduction in their 40% reduction in production is bullshit, because they were never at 700 to 750,000 units. They couldn't make that many if they wanted to.
They
Todd.
tried. Yeah,
you get lenses.
Yeah,
that's the problem. They can't get displays. So Sony is making their displays. Okay. They only were targeting like 250 to 200,000 units, because that's all like they could get. So there was never a world where they were making 700 to 750,000 units this year, because they couldn't even get the displays to make them. So how were they to the point, where all of a sudden they were going to cut it by 40%? They were probably always between 200 and 400,000.
Which makes more sense. And I think 200,000, wasn't that like almost the pre-order amount?
200,000 is what, between pre-orders and what was sold on the first day. That's where they were.
Including first day. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, Quo claimed that Apple reduced its sales forecast for the Vision Pro from a market consensus of 700 to 750,000 units to 400 to 450,000 units, roughly a 40% reduction. This is by David Heaney from Upload, by the way. He says there are two reasons this claim doesn't make sense. Firstly, Quo claims the decision is due to a weaker than expected U.S. demand, leading to a production cut ahead of global launch. Yet as recently as February, Quo said that Apple's U.S. target for 2024 was 150 to 200,000 units. So he just recently said in February that their unit number was 150 to 200,000. Now he's saying it's 700 to 750,000. So this guy's bullshit already from the beginning.
Right.
In January, he said that Apple sold almost 200,000 pre-orders. Mac Rumors, which is a different site, cited a source with knowledge of Apple's sales numbers, are saying that Apple had sold 200,000 pre-orders. Particularly ironic. Yeah, particularly ironic.
Pre-orders,
yeah, pre-orders. Yeah, and then whatever they sold on launch day.
Yeah.
So he says here, he goes on to say here that that was particularly ironic given the news that Quo is quoting now between 700 and 750 was their number. He says David Heaney says more importantly, in January, Quo was referencing Apple's Vision Pro's achieving a shipment volume of 500,000 units as the goal for 2024.
And that's still a valid goal.
And
yeah, where the hell is he
yeah,
getting his
and he said, and that 500,000 units is not just a random number. It was multiple sources that reported it was 500,000 units. It was the Apple supply limit for the year from the lenses that they could get from Sony. So the lenses, the 4K micro OLED lenses that are in the Apple Vision Pro, Sony is the supplier, and they can only produce so many micro displays, less than 500,000 units. So there was never a world where they could produce if they wanted to 700 and 750. So there was no way that they cut it. So I don't know. This guy is complete bullshit. He does get some things right from time to time if you do watch, but
I'd like to know where he got his. Like, what are his sources? I watch another guy, UFD Tech, on TikTok, and he said he claimed the same things, exactly the same things. But I don't know where he got his information. He doesn't say it.
David Heaney basically just backslapped this boy and said, "You don't know what the frick you're talking about. You don't mess with Heaney. Right. Don't mess with Heaney. He knows his stuff, dude."
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, look, Apple Vision Pro is a $3,500 headset. If they sell 300, 400,000 of those, you know how much money they're making?
Holy crap money is how much money they're making.
Yeah, they're making good money, man. And so I don't want to hear any doom and gloom over Apple like cutting 40%. The fact that they sell 200,000, they already sold 200,000
before they even hit the store.
Yeah, if they sell 300 to 400,000 in this year, dude, they are applauding right now. If they sold that many, they're applauding right now, going, okay, can't wait till our next headset, the one where we really hit with a lower price point. With different stuff that we're going to light things on fire.
No one really is using or needs, and make it cheaper, make it less heavy, blah blah blah. They're going to do it, they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll see. Yeah, crazy. I just wanted to mention right now, Haruko just joined the Patreon.
Oh, thank you, Haruko. Appreciate it, man. I can't wait to see you.
See you next week.
Go see Todd. He will give you a special. Access to a special channel in our Discord that will allow you to number one, you get a special chat where we all have a special Patreon chat, and then you get a special voice channel where we can come in and hang out in the Discord.
Yep. I will find him on Discord and do that right now.
Technically says, did they sell more than the PSVR 2? That is a good question. The difference between knowing how to promoting your item and not promoting your item.
That is a really good question. I wonder if they did.
I mean, look at those two. Look at those two things.
Trade someone my PSVR 2 for an Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah, right. I mean, here's where we are with PlayStation. They have halted their production. They are not currently making any more PlayStation VR 2s. They are selling through their backstock because they have a backstock. That is scary. I mean,
terrifying.
We are just over a year into that headset, and they are not making any more already. I hope and pray that with the PC, unlocking the PC, making it available to play on PC, and I hope they price drop this goddamn thing soon.
Yeah,
or at least price drop it and then repack it with some better things. I think that makes more sense for some different games,
some newer games, right? Yeah.
Pack it with Resident Evil 4.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Drop it $100. Okay, drop in $100 and pack in Resident Evil 4, and man, you'll see some sales. You know what I mean? You'll go through your stock, but that's currently making me nervous. Like literally, you want to talk about that headset is, but that's the difference. Apple, look at what Apple has done in promoting that headset and marketing that headset at $3,500, and they've sold.
Yeah, you saw all those people running around New York wearing them, skateboarding on the bus, and those were all paid influencers who were doing that for marketing reasons to get that headset out into the world in front of thousands and then millions of people thanks to social media, and it totally worked.
Yeah, no, it
Why
works.
PlayStation doesn't do a commercial for TV? It drives me crazy.
We're spiking, Todd. It was the poop. It was the outhouse stuff. We're spiking at 104.
We definitely
watching
need to
now.
talk more about outhouses.
What's going on? Hey, Renji Joy is here.
Look.
What's up, Renji? How you doing, man? Renji says Immersed releasing on Apple Vision Pro tomorrow will get their sales back up to 750,000 if they could make them, Renji.
Yep.
If they could make them. Renji had some news this week too, Todd. I was extremely busy this week. And Renji, I do apologize. I saw your Twitter message to me just like this morning. So I do apologize for not getting back to you, but it's been a little bit crazy with Impact Reality right now. But did you see Renji's news?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'm looking.
Yeah, grab it.
Oh no, I was looking at the chats that we had together, and it was completely unrelated to that.
Immersed dropping on Apple Vision Pro is big news. Yeah, I mean, because to me, Todd, there's a lot of things that I can do in an Apple Vision Pro headset. There's going to be even more I can do now with. Let me ask you this: with the fact that Immersed is now dropping on Apple Vision Pro, does that make you want that headset even that much more? Like I know you have been like
definitely adds it to the use case.
Yeah, you've been off of the Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah.
Like you just don't want it.
No.
Does this help?
It definitely helps. Now I have a use for it.
Yeah.
And I still think my mind would change of me wanting it or not if I had one on my head. Like we can't get them up here, so I can't even go somewhere and try it. I think that's coming in July. I think it was Artful a couple weeks ago. It said something in chat that July is the time where I can get one here. So I don't know. We'll see.
I'm gonna make you ultimately jealous right now. I guarantee it. Renji, if Renji can answer this, or you can answer this, is Immersed multi cross? Can I be in a certain headset and be with other people in other headsets?
I don't see why not.
Tomorrow,
that would be a Renji question. I'm not sure.
Tomorrow, the first ever Impact Reality team meeting.
Renji,
Immersed.
listen.
Renji, here you go, Renji. Impact Reality, the entire company, the entire company of Impact Reality is meeting tomorrow in Immersed. We've been trying to get together in VR as much as possible. Okay. So in VR. So we did, what did we do last week? We did Horizon Worlds last week.
A couple weeks ago. Yeah. Last week we did Discord.
Right. And then so Todd and some of our people said, let's get in there and do it for Immersed. So we're going to get in tomorrow. So the entire
I did a dry
team,
run with our vice president on Tuesday or something like that.
Nice.
We did a dry run just so I could show her around and show her what I can show you guys.
We do have a new VP of operations.
Totally
yeah.
She's awesome.
Yeah, we do have a new VP of operations. I can't say who she is yet.
Everybody to be in there.
Soon, we'll announce her soon publicly. But yeah, it's going to be super cool. So yeah, Renji, I mean, that's going to be awesome. We are all getting in. We're going to do Immersed tomorrow. And Renji says that it's only solo for now, but coming this summer.
On Apple, it's only solo. No multiplayer on Apple yet.
I can't rub it in your face, man. I was going to get in there in my Apple Vision Pro. So let me ask you a question. So how will that work? Will you see me? So when it is available in the summertime on Apple Vision Pro, will you see me as my, will I see you as your meta advertise? Will you see me as my Apple persona?
I don't know. I've never done it. No one's ever done this before. Great question. Renji, more questions for you, man.
Renji says, if Immersed crashes our entire team in there, blame Ryan Yep on my team. Poor Ryan, he just got called out.
Ryan got thrown under the bus from Immersed.
Yeah. Oh, so cool. Renji, when I can put the visor on and get into Immersed, that's when.
Okay, so everyone's gonna have a Ready Player Me avatar.
Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. Apple doesn't play nice. I know that's the
That's
problem with
true.
Apple
That's
is
true.
they're a walled garden. You know what I mean?
They are, yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's okay. It's less about what you look like and more about what you're doing while you're in there. So
I think we need visors for the entire Impact Reality staff. We'll meet every week, Renji.
God,
Every
he
week
already
we'll
knows
meet.
I'm gonna live in that fucking thing. So
Jasmine right now is
can't
like,
wait.
our CEO Jasmine is like, okay, let's do this. Every week we meet in Immersed, and we all wear the visor. We'll all wear the visors, and we'll record it for people.
Hell yeah.
Skiva is here. What's up, Skiva? How you
Yeah,
doing,
he
man?
just said I just got out of Immersed, an amazing experience. I know some of our company employees are testing it. So tomorrow meeting isn't me teaching people how to use it. So that's awesome.
Nice. Renji says update for visor next month. Delays suck, but light at the end of the tunnel. That's good to hear. We should definitely get Renji back on soon to talk, because I know there's a lot of news since Renji was last on. There's been a lot of updates, a lot of news, and yeah, I'll chat with Renji and see if the next maybe big update that he's publicly can do. We'll have him come in. We'll go over everything.
Yeah.
Maybe on a next new milestone or
He
something
was
that they
getting
have.
inundated with tweets and tags during the Horizon OS is going to be available for all headsets, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, is the visor going to have Horizon heads? Oh my god, oh my
Yeah,
god!"
right.
Yeah, he
I
did
know.
like thousands of tweets and tags and stuff. He was having a fun day that day.
Yeah. Super cool. Yeah, Reggie says talk soon. 100%. We have a $4.99 super chat from Air Force One. Says maybe available soon. Maybe go with Dusty Cartridge.
Air Force One may be available. So he's finally passing the torch.
He's gonna change. He's gonna give you
Changing his
handle of Air Force
handle
One.
so that I can steal it without feeling as guilty as I already do. Yeah.
Dusty Cartridge. Hey, do you know who loves to blow into a Dusty Cartridge? My mom.
Yeah, she does.
It's like D's here. You know,
Like
what I'm
she's
saying?
never left.
Dusty. Yeah, absolutely. All right, too funny. Yeah, I can't wait for the visor. But yeah, I mean, I love this. My Apple Vision Pro, I love. I'm glad that I've been testing Immersed on the Apple Vision Pro for a little while now. Renji had given me access early on. It's been pretty amazing, and damn, it's just such a good headset. I want more people to get it. I wish it was more affordable. I really do.
Yeah.
I wish it was a no-brainer for people to just go out, because to experience it's really cool. It's one of the best things I've ever bought. Like, I use it.
I've been watching a bunch of where are they now kind of YouTube videos on 90 days later, do I still use my Apple Vision Pro? And honestly, most of them are I don't use it anymore, or at least I don't use it nearly as much as I thought I would or used to use it. But people are still adamant about how I have a Quest 3 that I play games on, but that's only because the games aren't on the Apple Vision Pro. It's a better headset, graphically and speed wise and fidelity and pretty much every other aspect. But it's not a gaming headset, which
No, but it can be. Like, I use it for gaming all the time.
yeah, but it's flat gaming. It doesn't count.
But it's still great gaming.
I want to play Asgard's Wrath 2 on an Apple Vision Pro.
Maybe soon, maybe someday.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe someday. But I can game in it. Like, I can definitely game. Like, we're going to talk about the Meta Horizon OS system here, and one of the big the things with this is Meta giving up their operating system and allowing other headsets to use their operating system. We're going to have a Microsoft headset, Todd, that's just going to be for flat gaming.
That's crazy.
If you can immerse me, I'm telling you,
wrap your head around that. That's crazy.
I had a feeling that I've been saying for years, if you've been watching, that Microsoft and Meta have been kind of like in a partnership behind the scenes for a while. Like, they, worked with Microsoft Teams inside of Horizon. They opened up a whole bunch of things for that. They did the Xbox Game Pass inside of Meta. The original Oculus headset shipped with a Xbox controller. So there's been partnerships here for a long time. So this is not a big shock to me I've said for a long time, Microsoft is behind in the VR in the VR space, but they have an amazing library.
But they're not taking any foreseeable steps into the market up until now. So they've been very hush hush. Where other players have dabbled. Even like Razer is making accessories. Predominantly flat gamed industry companies have dabbled in VR, but Microsoft, being such a behemoth, hasn't done anything since the Windows mixed reality, in which that was 5 years ago. It stopped working, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Your Asus, whatever that thing is back there.
Yep, it's back there somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, but this makes sense for them because for Xbox now it's not a VR headset. I don't think it. Well, it is a VR headset, but it's not. You're not going to be able to play. You're going to be able to play VR. I think you're going to be able to play VR. You may be able to play VR games. They're mainly saying it's for flat gaming, for Xbox Game Pass to run. But I mean, there's not a whole bunch of news out here. What if you can run the OS? It makes sense. I mean, every other headset now is going to be able to run this Meta Horizon operating system, which means if you're partnered with Meta, you're going to get the Meta store. That means you're going to get every game that's in the Meta store. So, we have Asus.
Yeah, Technoglitch nailed it right there. One comment. Cool. I don't like the white one. I've been saying this for forever.
An Xbox green
Why
and
is
black
it only
headset?
one fucking color?
Yeah. Green and black.
This opens
headset.
so many doors for so much more cooler shit. I'm so excited.
But so this whole headset, I mean, like, again, I think you probably will be able to play Quest games in this headset.
I would think so.
Microsoft
It just won't be as a good of experience as having a Quest 3 on.
But the big push here is playing Microsoft Game Pass in this headset.
Super light headset. Yeah.
Right. So you're gonna get Xbox Game Pass in this beautiful headset that's made for that, right? It's gonna be made for entertainment where you're gonna be able to watch movies or play games. And I'm telling you right now, it's viable. Like if they make this thing affordable, I have not played a flat game on my monitor since I got my Apple Vision Pro, and I've been playing a lot of flat games. We run flat to VR Studios. I'm playing a lot of flat games right now, just to let you guys know. So, I fell in love with Helldivers 2, and there's certain games that I've just kind of fell in love with that I want to play, and I can't play them in VR. So I've been playing a lot of flat games lately, and I have not played one of them on a monitor. I'm playing them in my headset, which is extremely comfortable, using my Xbox Elite controller, wireless controller.
Yep.
And then I'm playing on a 200-inch screen, an OLED in my micro OLED lenses displays, and it's freaking amazing. It's some of the best gaming I've ever done.
Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
This makes sense for Microsoft.
I've tried doing flat gaming on through Steam Link on my PC through the Quest 3. It's not terrific. The Xbox cloud gaming is great. I've done that a bunch, which is what I think this is going to be. So yeah,
I haven't had any issues.
Purpose built for that. So
yeah, I haven't had any issues with the Apple Vision Pro using Steam Link, because that's how I did in the beginning.
I don't play competitive games though.
No, yeah, I mean,
like I can't play Call of Duty. It's the game's too
yeah.
fast.
I mean, I don't.
Can't.
I'm playing Helldivers, which is a run and gun game. Like you die fast. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on around you, but it's not like competitive multiplayer. It's more co-op multiplayer. So yeah, I get what you're saying, and I don't know what the ping would be. I don't feel any lag. I can tell you that. I don't. It's got to be pretty close. But anyway, I think this is just a super cool thing. This makes a ton of sense. Like Microsoft getting in here, ASIC, the Asus Rogue or ROG, or Asus ROG or Rogue, or however you want to say it. But they're going to run a headset that's going to be for that headset's going to be
that's the flat gaming headset for PC gaming.
Yeah. Yep.
So it'll be like the one that works with Steam Link, but it won't be a Steam Link. It'll be like Asus Link or something.
Yeah, it's going to be a performance gaming headset, right? For Asus, for their Rogue or ROG, which is a Republic of gamers.
In my mind, I see that headset coming with a big set of headphones for like immersive flat gaming with big ass headphones, like that you would use when you're sitting at your computer to play games. You're going to sit at a computer with that headset to play games. Is what I think. Even if it gets plugged in, but it's not going to be like a Steam VR type of headset. I think it's going to be purpose built for flat gaming. It's just going to be like a monitor on your face, but it's going to be cheap. $200 or something is what is, ballpark. You remember the R&D is the bulk of the money that these companies who develop like Pico to make a store, to buy games to put on the store, to pay developers to put their shit on the store. It costs millions of dollars. And if these guys don't have to do any of that anymore, they just have to sign a contract with Meta, give them whatever. I'm sure there's a cut of
it's great for
sales
Meta.
or whatever it is. I don't know what the fuck's going to be.
Yeah.
It just makes so much more sense. It's no different than the PC world. Computer manufacturers make computers. They don't make Windows. People just put Windows on it. It's going to be great.
Yeah, no, this makes a ton of sense for Meta. And and the only thing that you said there that I don't know about and I'm a little bit worried about, I don't know if we're going to see that many cheap headsets. It seems to me like like Meta still might lead the way in inexpensive headsets. Like, we know we have the Quest 3 Lite coming. I think that is going to be your entry, couple $100 headset.
Right.
It seems to me like we're going to see these more very focused, like you're going to have either, a super lightweight headset like that'll run that system. You might see something like, who knows, like the Big Screen Beyond, that type of headset. They're that size of headset. You may see, something that has super great, lens, displays in them, like, OLED displays that are meant for like watching movies and things like that. I think you're going to see very specific headsets that are going to be probably geared towards the niche market, the more expensive market.
I could see, especially when you talk about like movies and stuff, big field of view, super high quality lens, extremely lightweight, because if that's all you're doing with it, it doesn't need to do much other than, play your movie. But
yeah, I think it's, I think Meta will still lead the way with the, because Meta is the only one who can take a loss on these headsets still. You know what I mean? For the hardware.
But is there much of a loss when you're only developing the hardware? You don't have to worry about reinventing the wheel or even finding people to put it on. Meta's done that for you. They've got 10 million people or whatever their number is of people that play on their headsets. Now it's no different than offering like another controller, which I think should have been done by other manufacturers, and maybe that'll even come.
Yeah. I think that's a fair point. That's a fair point. I mean, and Meta has paved the way of how to make these things. I mean, we have all these other headsets out there that are basically mimics of the Quest headset. In China, there's probably there's probably 7 or 10 different headsets that are basically the exact same Meta.
The controllers are identical. The headsets are almost identical.
They're all Android operating systems with, with the Snapdragon 2 in them. You know what I mean?
But they're trying to invest all this money into their own store, into their own operating system, their own UI, and their own. It all costs money. And that is gone.
Nick M says, I'm late. What did I miss? We were talking about outhouses a little while ago.
The outhouse talk. Yeah.
you missed our 2-seater outhouse talk. I mean, how you're going to have to rewind back, man. That was a classic. You missed Renji Bajoy stopping in and talking about the visor headset real quick in the chat. That was pretty cool. But to me, and Todd, there was some mixed feelings about this. John Carmack came out and said, I don't think providing Horizon OS to a third-party headset is a good idea. Palmer Luckey, who has been very a lot of, aligned with Carmack, came out and said the opposite. This is something that I wanted to do a long time ago, as when it was Oculus, or when Meta had bought Oculus. That was a plan for us even a long time ago. So, I hope it's not too late.
Yeah, that was the only thing. It's like, did they wait too long to do this?
And whether and Meta, and look, I am not naive enough to think that Meta did this benevolently. They were like, hey, let's do this for the good of everybody. They didn't do that. They did it because Google and Samsung are about to launch their headset that's going to be using an Android virtual reality operating system that they're going to license out to other headset manufacturers. Meta pretty much had to make this move. Remember, Google went to Meta 6 months ago and said, dump your operating system and come use our operating system on your Meta Quest headsets. And Meta was like, that's not a good deal. That's not a good deal. I don't want to do that.
Hitting that note button.
Yeah, right. They're open out of that one. They're like, no, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Google. But no, we're not going to do that. And this makes a lot of sense because now they jump out in front. How many great games are on that Meta headset?
Yeah,
500. I mean, not great games, but there's 500 games probably, total games. So you have this store that you can populate to every one of these new headsets. For me, if I'm a manufacturer coming out right now, I mean, there will be people that go with the Android, that operating system, or the Google operating system. But if there's no store available and no games or no good ecosystem, and your Asus or your, I don't know. Think about Lenovo,
Lenovo's going to do it. Yeah.
if you're whoever manufacturer who could make hardware, where would you want to go? Like, I don't know Meta's deal here and how much they're charging or how much this is going to be, but I mean, I would rather pull in if I could have a headset and I could have the Quest, the Horizon OS system on there, and then have everything that's in the Meta library on there. I'm doing it. I'm going that. That's the direction I'm going, Todd.
Yeah. Like Lenovo even tweeted out that they're in a multi-year partnership now with Meta to adopt the acceleration of mixed reality user scenarios like virtual screens, remote presence, content consumption, and immersive training.
Mm.
And the headset that they have on their Twitter is, it looks like glasses. Like it's super
cool.
lightweight, small headset.
Skiva in chat makes a great point here. He said it's interesting because Google still owns the Android operating system that Meta Horizon OS is built on. He said, I'm shocked that Meta didn't build a 100% proprietary OS, cutting Google out. I'm 100% agreed. Like, I'm shocked. Like, I mean, they must have thought about that, I'm assuming, and figured that they're safe enough in their system that it's not going to hurt them in any way. But if Google cut them out of it, they would have a tough, what's that?
I'm sure they had to license it somehow.
Yeah, but they already might have a license. But the problem is maybe they don't renew your license to the point where maybe you can't, like, maybe you can keep what you have, but what if you need to update or make changes, or, you know what I mean? That's where I think they could get in a problem, but who knows? They may have some type of system there.
Sure
they're not doing that. They're not doing this and then not having a way out, I would assume.
Right. I would hope.
But that's a really interesting point. Yeah, I don't know. I think, this is a good move. Again, Meta didn't do this out of the kindness of their heart, but I still think it's a good move. It's a smart move. They had to do this. Like, they don't want to see a flood of new headsets that hit the market that are not on their operating system. Now they can sell their games, Todd, where they make their money. Remember, Meta loses money on every headset. Maybe not not as much on the Quest 3, and that's why you're seeing some bigger gains for them, which I don't want to get into that. I won't get into that this week because we're running out of time, but Meta's AR division saw a 30% growth in revenue for the quarter, or quarterly revenue. And that's because
it helps when you're not giving away your headset. Yeah.
Higher price Quest 3. That's why. Yeah. But you know what I mean? But they're losing on most every other piece of hardware they have, losing money. The reason they can still be profitable is they're making money on the platform. So they're making 30% off every sale. So if you're Assassin's Creed and you sold your game for $40, $39.99 or $49.99, Meta makes 30% on every sale. That's every game across the board, every time you sell. So, if all these games that have 1 million copies sold, 2 million copies sold, Ghost of Tabor that made how many millions of dollars? Meta took 30% of whatever they made. They make it right off the top, every game. Yep. And it's not any different. Steam does the same thing, 30%.
Yeah, I was going to say, Steam takes more. Yeah.
Same thing, 30%. So it's not any different, but I'm just saying that's where Meta wants to make their money. So what happens now when you take that operating system and you put it on 7 different headsets?
Amazing.
You get all those people in now. The ecosystem grows. You get more people. The more people buying games. Every time you sell a game, I make 30%. I'm making 30% over here. I'm making 30% over here. I'm making 30% on our own platform.
And how many people are gamers in VR and hate Meta?
Exactly.
Their excuses are gone. Go buy an Asus headset then. Go buy a Lenovo headset. Go buy
Xbox.
HP or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Go buy an Xbox One. And you'll be able to play all the same games and not have to buy the Meta headset if you don't want it. But Meta's still going to make money. From a business standpoint, I think this is brilliant. Like, they have opened the doors to do so much more. Like, how far it's going to go, I don't know. Like, I'm thinking far, but I don't know if they're going to go that far. But this is crazy good.
It's a good idea. They should have done it a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't think if they weren't pushed, I still don't think they would have done it now. I agree that this is a great business decision for them. Like I said, Carmack doesn't think so, but I do. I think it's a good business decision for them. But I think they got forced. I think Samsung.
I think their timeline got forced. I think this might have been in the plan. They were smart. So if this wasn't in their plan,
they had to do this before Google. They had to do this before Google comes out with their VR operating system.
Right. The timeline got accelerated.
D1360 VR says Pico and HTC are fucked. Me and Todd had a discussion before the show, and I was like, Todd, what if you're Pico and you go to Meta and like, hey, can we have the Horizon OS system?
Can I have your OS? And what if Meta
Saber
says
on
no?
Pico.
Like
They
that-
probably would. I don't think so. That's one of
could
the
just
things
say
that we
no.
were talking about. Like, I don't think if you're a everyday headset manufacturer, I don't see Meta going, yeah, let's partner together. Like, that doesn't make a ton of sense, because then you're watering down what you can. I still think they want to sell hardware. They still want to lead
Right.
in hardware. Okay,
You don't want these other
they
manufacturers who
spread it
have
out.
the hardware base to now be able to pour all of their money just into hardware and now surpass you. You know,
Yeah.
let them squabble and fight over the OS shenanigans that everyone else has had to deal with. Yeah, that makes more sense actually. But I
Yeah.
was thinking in my head, you know, Pico came to me and said, you know, we've got, you know, 15 million headsets across China. We want your operating system for, you know, $10 each or whatever the licensing fee will be. That's huge money for Meta.
Yeah.
In a yearly basis or whatever the contract is, right? Like, oh my God, so much money.
This makes a ton of sense. It really does, because you can spread this out now. Like, you know, and I do think that Tencent will bring um Meta's next headset, this Quest 3 Lite, to China. I think that's definitely going to
Yeah.
happen. I think there's a really good chance that's going to happen. So I think China is going to be getting the Quest headset no matter what. But I do think, you know, I do think that this is super interesting. It's a good time to do this. I think they had to do it, but I mean, I think this is a good time to do it anyway. And I just want to see, more like distinctive headsets. Like, they're talking about a headset that's, you know, that's lightweight, that's for working out. They're talking about a headset
Well,
that
he
supports
even
all
talked about
kinds
a
of different
lightweight one
peripherals.
for working out with like terry cloth built into it to absorb
Yeah, to
sweat.
wick away sweat. Yeah.
Yeah, genius.
You know, how about a headset that has like, you know, these super great batteries, or, you know, that you don't have, that you can, you know, last for 10 hours, or how about, you know, a headset that's got super great displays, that's amazing, you know, that's like, you know, the best. How about, like I said, a big screen headset, you know, that's super lightweight, that's tiny.
Yeah,
You know, we
imagine
could
this
see
thing
that.
with Quest OS on it.
Yeah.
Are you freaking kidding me? Would be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. System Critical's
Someone
in
actually
chat,
use
and he brings up Applab, and I did want to talk about Applab, and we're getting late in the show, and
Evo
we're
said
already 2
something as
hours in.
well.
Yeah, and I do want to mention this, because I think this is big news. This is a problem for SideQuest, and I think what happens to SideQuest once the Meta Store unifying, and, you know, I think SideQuest has known about something happening like this for a long time. I think they've been trying to push into Banter, and which is their social platform. But yeah, I mean, SideQuest has to be a little nervous. Now, there are a lot of people that still go to SideQuest just for SideQuest, and because of, you know, what they are, and what they provide and what they offer. It is a very good website. It's easy to navigate, but here's the news. And if you don't kind of understand the whole system, Applab has never been a place, right? Applab is an idea. You can't go to Applab. That's when Applab first came out, people are like, "Hey, how do I go to Applab? Where do I go? Is it a website? Like, what is it?" Like, it's never been a place. It's always been an idea of how to get games that are not ready to go to the store onto the store. Okay, it's like early access, but it was never a place. It was just an idea of getting the games in there. And then, you know, there was no way to go find the games. That was the biggest problem. That's where SideQuest came in,
Mhm.
because there was no discoverability for Applab games. So SideQuest was like, we have an Applab department where you can click on Applab and they'll show you all the games that are in Applab. And Meta just never had that, to the point, Todd, that we've talked about this forever.
Yeah.
Forget about
years.
just having a place for Applab. There was no way to find games even by typing them into the search bar.
Unless you went to SideQuest, then you could search whatever you
Correct.
wanted. But if people didn't know that, or a lot of people are afraid of SideQuest for unknown reasons, because it isn't Meta, right? It's not their storefront. But every game on SideQuest links back to the Applab store on the Meta website.
Mhm.
But if you go to just Meta, because that's what you bought a Meta headset, I just want to play Meta games, there is no way to search for an Applab title. It's so frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, there again, discoverability is was a huge problem for Applab. And there's just no way to find anything. And there's a lot of Applab games on there. There's a lot of good Applab games on there. But if you don't know they're there, how do you find them? And to the point where, you know, even if you go to type the name in, like if you go to your Quest store and you want to go find Beat
Ghost of
Saber,
Tabor.
or Ghost. If you want to
Type
find
in
Ghost of
Tabor.
Tabor on the regular store, all you have to type in is Tabor or GHO or
Mhm.
anything close, and it's gonna pop up just like any other search bar. would give you examples of something that's going to be close. Didn't work that way with Applab. So you could spell the name all the way out into the last letter. Like, what's System Critical's title? What was the name of their title again? I can't remember. Or System Critical.
System Critical.
System Critical 1 and System Critical 2.
Yeah.
So System Critical, if you type System Critical all the way out and left the L off of critical, you
It
weren't
would come up
finding the
with no
game.
solution. Yeah,
It would
nothing.
show you no game in the library in any way whatsoever. Like, there was no search
So dumb.
optimization there at all. You might as well not even search for it, to the point where if you had a colon in your name, which some games crazily did because I don't think they knew or didn't understand, and if you went to type the name of the game in and you didn't put the colon or semicolon in,
Or the
you
period
weren't
at the
finding
end.
the game, right?
Yeah.
So, like, that's why you have, like, when you have game, like, we've been telling developers for years as part of our PR and marketing for Impact Reality, if you're an Applab, don't make a cute name like that's like a play on a real word, because nobody will find you.
Yeah, if they can't spell it, then no one's gonna find it.
Exactly. So you can't like a lot of these developers, they want to make, like, it's cool, right, to make a little different name, spell it differently, have a name of a game but spell it differently, or put something in it.
2 P's or something.
Yeah, exactly. But you can't. Nobody will know, because they'll go to type it in like they normally would, like they would think it would be spelled, and they'll never find it.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
So then, even if you do type it in correctly in the current system or the old system, even if you do type it in correctly, you still don't see it on the screen. You have to scroll to the bottom of the screen on your phone, and then you'll see a box that says, "This is an Applab game. Press here." Then you have to.
It doesn't even show you the title. It just shows you the word Applab.
Thumbnail,
no thumbnail, nothing.
It shows you a black box that says, "This is an Applab game." You have to click that box, and then it will finally bring you to the thumbnail of the game, and then you can click on that to go into the game to buy it. That's the only way you can do it.
Now there's going to be, you just type in System, and System Critical 1 and 2 will both show up in the store. They'll be labeled somehow so that you can differentiate between what is an Applab title and what isn't an Applab title. But from what we've been told, they're all going to be in the same search engine, searchable. And so you click on top selling games, you'll see all the regular store games and all the Applab games. You see a sale is going to include Applab titles. It's so much better, not only for the gamers, but for the developers like System Critical, who is a indie developer of one person, or I don't know how big your team is actually, so I can't tell you that. But I know they're small. And now thousands of people are going to be able to find System Critical on the app, on the Meta store, the Horizon store, I think is what they're calling it. That would never have found it unless they knew exactly what to look for. Like, this is so good for developers. It's so good.
Right. And to the point now, it's not even just the search bar. It's Applab has now become a place. There is a Applab place. So in the in the regular app, you will have a tab that will say Applab, and it will bring you to a place, an Applab place where all the Applab games are, that you can just scroll through and see all the games. So this is what it should have been from the beginning. It should have been a place, Applab. Everyone was like, I don't know, where's Applab? I don't know. How do I get that? How do I get into Applab? It wasn't a get in anywhere. It was just, you had to figure it out. Now it's an actual place. It's a destination. You click on the Applab tab, it'll bring you where all the Applab games are. You can scroll alphabetically or through anything you want, and then you can find it through what's there. So if you just want to see what's in Applab, if you don't know anything, you just want to see, hey, I just want to get a new game. Applab games drop every day, folks. Every day.
Yeah.
Thursdays are regular stores days. Like nothing drops that are on the regular store, the official store. Nothing drops on any day but Thursday. Has to drop on a Thursday. Applab
every day.
Applab can drop any day, so you could scroll through any day and find a new game every day. Now you have a place to do it. Hell yeah. Big for developers. It's something I've wanted to see for a long time. Applab is no longer a death sentence anymore for these games. There's you're still going to have to market it. You're still going to have to tell people it's there, to go find it, but it's not going to be anywhere near as hard as it used to be. You know what I mean? So you still have to do the things to get it out there, but no longer it's not that place where if nobody knows your name, you'll never get found.
Yeah.
Big news. It's a lot of big news from Meta, man, this week. I mean, they didn't have to do that, right? I mean, these are the things that they're doing, they're doing right to try and like take care of the developers and go through these different things, which I'm super down with, man.
And there are some ways that I see in chat, people are mentioning other ways that you can find Applab titles, and there are ways, but it shouldn't be that difficult. Like, I know you can go to applab.games, type that into any browser, it redirects you to side quests because Orla and Shane bought that domain to make it easier for people to find Applab titles. It's super smart. I'm just excited that people aren't going to have to work so damn hard to find a game to play.
Yeah, Inferno 9. I'm on SideQuest daily looking at Applab daily. There's tons of gems. I found one the other day called Swivel. Use your desk chair and spin. You're going on track. That's funny. But that's the stuff you'll find. You'll find quirky, cool stuff, right? You should start doing more TikToks of different Applab.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a TikTok series on crazy Applab titles. Yeah.
I agree. That would be super cool. Very cool. Todd, you should let's do your Arcade Paradise thing, and then we'll talk about the last topic and get out of here.
My Arcade Paradise thing?
Yeah, you have a code, didn't you? Or did you show it?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. No, I forgot.
Yeah.
Right.
System Critical says there are 1,457 games on Applab. That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah. All right, guys.
Okay, I got a Arcade Paradise key that I'm going to give away here.
Yeah, get your typing fingers ready again.
I'm going to flash it up on the screen. Take a screenshot. Ready? Here we go.
Not focused. Nope, not focused. Nope. Your camera sucks. There it goes. Oh, you had it. You just had it in the left.
Did it? Hang on. Let me get rid of my background blur because that's what's doing it.
Kubo says, I got it. There's no way you got that, bro. I was there for 10 seconds. Not even like 2 seconds.
No, the focus is completely off. There.
Man, I had it no problem. What'd you do?
Oh, what the hell?
You got to go closer. There you go.
There it is. Anybody get it? Anybody get it? That's still good.
Yeah, it's still good. Good enough.
If I stop moving. There. Now it's crystal clear. Yeah, Chatty says, go, go, go. Type it in quick.
Get it. Get it now.
I hear lots of clicks on keyboards. Yeah, me too. 120 people here tonight with us. Thank you very much for everybody for showing up. This has been a great night.
We just got a message from the Quest Creator Program, and they said that we are green-lighted to talk about the event we're going to be doing next weekend.
Awesome sauce. Let me pull up some info.
So so before we get into contractors, I just want to say thank you for the 120 people that are hanging out, man, across all the platforms. You guys rock. We appreciate you being here. We know there's a million other things going on right now. The fact that you guys decided to spend some time hanging out with us is really cool. We appreciate you. But yeah, so Todd is flying in all the way from Northwest Canada all the way to Florida next Friday because we have an event on Saturday next week. Meta and Walmart, and then a whole bunch of other regular gaming, like I think PlayStation. I think it's all kinds of gaming. I don't want to say PlayStation because I'm not sure, but it's not.
I'll tell you, it's Xbox, PlayStation, and Meta.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Xbox, Meta, and PlayStation are teaming up with Walmart, and they're doing these like outdoor events where they will have these huge tents set up with stages and play areas. And Meta is going to have a huge showing there. So Meta is like, that's how big this is for Meta. Meta is being featured right next to Xbox and PlayStation. Not PlayStation VR, by the way. Just PlayStation, I think.
Regular old PlayStation.
Yeah, just regular PlayStation. But this is huge for Meta. So basically, what we're going to do, what they're doing, they're having some select creators come out across, all flat gaming. So you'll have some creators that are PlayStation regular players and Xbox players, and then you're going to have some Meta creators. And myself and Todd were asked to come and do that. So we're going to do that. There, it's again, it's a huge area. It's so it's going to be. Where is it again, Todd? Do you have the address?
It's in Orlando.
No, it's not Orlando. It's
it's
something else. It's another name. But I'll try and get the info.
I can't remember. We'll put it up on YouTube community posts and in our Discord.
It's about 2 hours from Tampa. where I am, and I can't remember the name of the place where it is now, but we'll get the information for you. But yeah, it's going to be a cool event. There's going to be a tons of demos. There's going to be giveaways. There's going to be an AMA where we get to go up on stage. We have to answer some questions. We do a meet and greet. And it's just cool because, again, this is Meta being featured, next to Xbox and PlayStation, being right up there, showing the hardware off, doing demos all day long, which is super cool. They're going to have, you're going to have, you're going to have demos. They're going to have like a couple of different like multiplayer demos that you're going to be able to do some multiplayer things as well. And it's going to be like the tents that they're setting up are huge, and they expect
Yeah.
thousands and thousands of people to show up. Hey, it's freaking Walmart on Saturday. We're gonna have some crazy people there.
It's gonna be busy. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So, like I say, once we get the area locked down as to where it is, we'll post everywhere so everybody knows where we're gonna be.
Yeah. So if you're in that area in Florida, come and hang out with us. Come see us at this event for Meta. Big news. It's a big deal. Hopefully, we'll do some recordings from it. It's just going to be a cool event. They're kind of popping up all over the place, but I know there's one here that's fairly close. And yeah, me and Todd are going to be there. So but we're going to be representing VR, Meta, and VR. And I can't
That's
imagine
cool.
doing better things, man.
I'll
Showing a
have
lot
some
of-
camera gear there, so I'm definitely be recording some stuff, and yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely. All right, come hang out with us next weekend. Next Saturday, it's like from 11 a.m. to like 5 p.m. I think, and we'll set you up the address of where that would be in case anybody's close. But that'd be cool. All right, Todd, let's talk about Contractor Showdown. You have a trailer for me on this? I just want to play some. I want to see a trailer.
Oh, this trailer's so good.
It is. It's a good game. It deserves a good trailer. So,
All right, here we go.
Surprise.
We're not done yet. Keep pushing. Target acquired.
Hello, love.
Popping smoke. Go, go, go.
Kick ass, man. That's a freaking kick ass trailer. That's a great game. It's a great game. I mean, there's not much I can say about this other than Todd. It's a freaking great game.
This is another one of those titles where I'm a major Call of Duty fan. Everybody knows that. I play it daily. So I kind of stayed away from this because I was afraid that it was going to be bad. And I was like, it's going to suck. And then I'm going to have to shit on it. And I'm not going to like it. I'm going to compare it too much to Call of Duty. But I finally ended up just jumping in, before it went live today. And oh my God, is it good? It is so much better than I anticipated. It is so freaking amazing. I just can't get over it. It is exactly what a battle royale should be. Obviously I haven't played it a ton. Like I think I'm only like three rounds in. But I so far I haven't seen anything that it's missing. There's other games out there that try to do these types of games, and like Onward was another one that was kind of battle royale-ish. But it didn't have any of the depth that this game has. It's crazy with weapon attachments and custom skins and what your player can look like. And the stores where you can buy kill streaks, and oh my god, it is so good. I have
Yeah.
a feeling that I'm going to be playing this a lot.
I agree. I think, and you know what? Here's what's great about it right now. There's a million people in there, and you
There's
can
so many
matchmake in
people.
like seconds, which is great.
Yeah.
That happens a lot when it
It's
launches. Of course.
contractors. They've
It's
such a
contractors.
following.
Mhm.
I think the player base is going to stay. It's just too good to not stay. I don't get it.
Huh.
If this falls apart, I'll be shocked.
I love this. I love this game. Like, I've been playing this game for a while. I think my original play test, I think, was started back in October, or maybe it was
I
September.
installed it back then, and I was like, nope, I can't do it.
Yeah. It's just really, really good. And even back then when I was playing it, you could just see what, like, everything was stripped down. It was
Right, right.
basic framework, but you're like, it's here. Like, everything that you want is here. They just need to put all the beautiful things in there and make the scenery beautiful, and make, populate the map with things, you know what I mean? And this map
Honestly,
is
this makes
huge.
Population 1 look old and archaic. Like, I don't
I
think I
haven't
would ever play that game again, ever.
Yeah, I haven't played Pop 1 in
I haven't
forever,
played it in years now,
but
but
yeah.
I would never go back now that this is on. Are you
No,
kidding me?
this is
This
Warzone,
is
dude.
so much better.
This is Warzone. If you're a Warzone fan in any way, if you're a battle royale fan in any way, this is your game, man. This is it. This is the closest you're gonna get. I got in this afternoon because I just want to kind of refresh myself before the show. Got in with a 3-man squad. One guy got killed early and just bailed, so like, screw him. And we got down to the last 2 teams, man. It was me and I freaking the zone killed me. The zone moves so
no.
damn fast. It's so good, man. It's just the weapons feel right. What's
Yeah.
great about this is it's just like Warzone. So when you fly in, you have nothing. You fly
Nothing.
in with nothing. You've got to loot with whatever's there, and you've got to find, you got to find the weapons. You got to find scopes. You got to find bandages. You got to find stims.
Money, so you can
find
buy shit at the
ammo.
bank. You gotta
Right.
find ammo. Ammo's big, man. You gotta find ammo.
It's just like Warzone. You got to find money, because if somebody dies, you need to go to a spot and buy them back. And if you need to go buy health, or you need to go buy weapons and do upgrades, you can go there and you can go to places to buy them. But you got to find the money around the map, just like Warzone. And the
Or
map
Fortnite
is
for the
huge, by the
Fortnite
way.
players. It's just
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yep. Map is huge, Todd. It's bigger than I thought it was going to be.
17 kilometers in diameter. It's massive.
Yeah. I've been playing, like I said, we've been playing on it for a long time. I had an idea that it was going to be big just from what they were showing, but now that I see the actual scope and size of it, I'm like, this is insane. The size of this is, and
I think PUBG maps are less than that.
probably.
It's crazy.
I mean, they have even the balloons like Warzone, where you can zip line up the balloon,
Yeah.
so you can get some height and then fly into where you need
And
to
then
go.
jump off and parachute and go
They've got
further. Yeah.
They got the parachute mechanic where you can as long as you have a little bit of height, you can pull your parachute and you can glide from anywhere. So you can jump off roofs and you grab your
And
parachute.
it's perpetual, so you can just constantly hit that parachute.
Mhm.
You want to get some speed, just let go and dive down, pop that parachute again once you get close to the ground. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's PUBG, Fortnite, any of these battle royale games, they're pretty much the same live, die, and repeat. You're going in with no weapons, and you find
It's like a
weapons.
no-build Fortnite. You can't build anything. So think of no-build
Yeah,
Fortnite.
yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, which I would hate.
It's awesome.
I mean, Fortnite, yeah, Pop 1's probably more like Fortnite, I would guess, because you can build in Pop 1 too. And I'm
Right.
not. I've played Fortnite. I like Fortnite, but I always play no build. I don't want
Same. I play with my
go
son.
through
I
it.
play no-build because I can't do the building. He's so
I just don't
fast.
want
It's
to.
crazy.
Like I just want to go like normal. But yeah, this is to me. And I've said this before. I lived and breathed Warzone. The original Warzone on the Verdansk map, I lived and breathed it when it first came out. It was right around COVID time.
Yep.
And I played nothing but, I mean, I was still playing VR, but if I was doing anything else, and I played every day, I played Warzone. It was a good way for me to hang out with my nephews, because they were into it, and it was during COVID. It was lockdown. Nobody could go out and do anything. And we played Warzone, and that's how we hung out with each other. And I ended up building like a group of people that I played with that I didn't even know, but it was like, it's like you always find your buddies, right? You play with them one time, you friend them, then next time you see them, you do it again, and all of a sudden they're your buddies, and you
got
play
a
with them all the
squad.
time. You got a
Yeah.
squad, and that's and I had that for Warzone. You know what I mean? So it was just a very cool experience for me. But the problem it was for me was it wasn't in VR, and so I was like, I just want to get back into VR. So kind of VR ended up pulling me away. But now I have it, Todd. This is Warzone in VR.
This is the game we stream Saturday nights. This is the game. Like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah,
this is so good.
I do want to stream Power Wash Simulator though. I am going to do that.
Oh, that's true. They do have some new content.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm ready. I've just been waiting for a time where I can do it, but I'm going to stream the new Power Wash Simulator Bikini Bottom update from SpongeBob.
That's super cool. Actually.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I was a big fan of that game.
I know you were. I wasn't maybe the biggest fan.
I don't know what you're gonna. Yeah, how you're gonna. This is gonna be fun to see how you react inside Power Wash Simulator.
Has anybody played the Lawnmower Simulator yet?
I have not. I have it, but I haven't played it yet. I gotta get in there.
So, Contractors Showdown, mow my lawn in VR. Let's put a third option there. Poop and a double pooper in an outhouse.
A double pooper.
Which one you go? Hey, Todd, can we put a poll up, please? Contractors, Lawnmower Simulator, double pooper outhouse.
Find a double pooper.
Man, I gotta say, just you don't get these days in like April too often where you have some kick-ass games. I mean, Contractor Showdown, Arcade Paradise, Nope Challenge, Astra, which was this like a outer space astronaut, kind of game that dropped, and then the new map for Walkabout Mini Golf. Man, that's a lot in one day.
Hang on, I'm making a poll.
Inferno 9 says, when the price came out for Showdown, I was shocked at the $20 price tag. I couldn't believe it. I mean, this makes sense, man. Caveman Studios, they kick ass. They're making right moves. Contractors Showdown is 19% off on Steam and Contractors Bundle. That's a good one too. You know what? I don't have it on Steam. I want to play it on Steam now, bro.
Contractors, yeah.
I only have it on Quest.
I don't have it on Steam either. Oh,
Caveman Studios.
Big Screen Beyond headset. Oh man.
Caveman, if you're out there, send me a Steam key. I'd like to stream because I don't want to stream from Quest. I'd like to live stream your game soon, and send me a key and I will do that. This typical Kiwi says, nope, it's bad enough mowing my own lawn. I'm not doing that. You can't yet. Is it not out on Steam yet? Did it not launch? I don't even know. I just know the Quest version launched today. Let me look. Let's look at Steam. Let's look together. Let's look at Contractors Showdown. Oh, $17.99 on Steam.
There you go. What the hell happened to my poll?
Yeah, you can add it to your cart right now. So it's 10% off on Steam. So for $17.99, and you got it. And yeah, you can get it in a bundle with Contractors. That's cool. What is it? Buy Ultimate Contractors Bundle. 1 of 2 items. Oh, because I already have it in my library. That's why I'm like, why is the bundle cheaper than the game? Because I already own Contractors on Steam. Cool.
Oh, right.
Restreambot has somebody that has Corvid Confidential over in Twitch says, I'm hoping for cross-buy so I can play it on PC. Yeah, I mean, have we looked in the Rift store? Is it in the Rift store?
I don't even have that Rift app on my machine anymore.
Tell you what, let me look. I got it right here. How dare you not have a Rift on your? What are you insane, bro?
Well, I just play Steam games, so.
Well, let's look and see what we got. Let's look for Contractor Showdown in the Rift store, and I don't think it's there. It's not. So, oh wait, there's Showdown. We have Contractors and we have Showdown. We don't have Contractor Showdown. Oh man, what the hell is Showdown? There's 2 games in here that are called Showdown. I tell you what, the Rift store has some weird ass games, man. You guys ever want to, like, if you guys have PC and you ever want to, like, you think Steam's got some weird games? The Rift store is a forgotten game, place for games. Here's this game called Showdown on Steam. It came out.
Never heard of it. Yeah.
Me neither. It came out in 2016. It's got 4.5 stars, 774 ratings.
Wow.
This is crazy. Showdown is a VR action cinematic that takes you through a guns blazing scenario in slow motion. The version uses Oculus experimental UE4 rendered from Farlands and Dream Deck to enable significantly higher pixel density and 4x anti-aliasing. The result is a razor sharp high definition experience at full frame rate. Wow, this is interesting. What the things you'll find,
right? It's like the Applab conversation all over again. You just never know it was there.
Showdown. Go check it out, guys. Showdown on the Rift store. 4.5 stars.
Okay, there's a poll up in chat
there's
for
no
those of you who
trailer.
are on YouTube and want to jump into the.
Dude, you should see the screenshots from this thing.
Does it look good?
Yeah.
Send me the link in the chat.
Yeah, I will. Hang on.
See if I can pull something up.
Share copy link. I'll share it in this chat. I just want to get the frig out of here, but man, this is cool. How do I? Okay. All right. It's in this chat.
Mhm.
The screenshots are amazing for this game. How have I never seen this? This looks awesome. This is how old this game is. 2006. There's not even a trailer. It's only screenshots. This is interesting.
Wow.
See, I want.
This looks good. I'm
saying.
Screen here.
I'm saying. I'm telling you, the Rift Store is a treasure trove of some super cool titles, man. If you were never into PC, or if you just got into PC, go check out the Rift Store. There's some cool shit in here. Yeah, make that thing big. I get it. Just put our. There you go. Can you go full screen with that? Look at these screenshots. That's in-game screenshot. This looks sick.
Look at that bullet time effect right there.
I know, right? Look, it's like what was that? It's like
Matrix.
Yeah.
This is
Mindjive
in-game footage?
Mindjive says I remember this. It's from Epic, just short. Oh, it's a short 3-minute free demo. Okay. No wonder why it's got such good
Unreal
ratings.
4 for 2016.
2016. Hey, you need an i5 4590 to run it and a GTX 9070. Spencer Sweeney is here. He says PWS is definitely like crack. Never expect to like it. And then took over my life for way too long. Power Wash Simulator. I know. I can't wait to do the Bikini Bottom, the SpongeBob. I think it's gonna be.
Let me look at the poll here. See how crazy this. Oh, it looks like Contractors is winning. Our choices are Power Wash with SpongeBob, Lawnmower Simulator, Contractors Showdown, or Find a Double Pooper in live stream.
We should talk to Caveman Studios and see if they could put like a double seater outhouse in Contract. You know what we should do? Here, forget about that. I'm calling Scott. I'm gonna call Scott from Combat Waffle Studios, and I'm gonna see if he could, if on either Modka or the island map.
Oh, that's
I'm gonna see if he'll put an outhouse for us.
A double pooper.
Listen to me. This is a Q2C. A Q2C themed double seater outhouse in Ghost of Tabor. It's gold, Jerry. So gold.
Absolute gold.
I'm kidding. I'm hitting get on this game right now. This is I don't care if it's a 3-minute experience or whatever this is. It's free. Guys, the MetaQuest store, the Meta Rift store, the Meta Rift store is a hidden gem of games that you don't even know are there. And some of these older games are such high production value. They're as high of a production value, as other games today. Because remember when the Rift store in 2016, 2017, 2018, even 2019, big companies were putting millions of dollars into the production of these games. That's why you have like Stormland and Lone Echo and that high production value, Edge of Nowhere. So some of these older Rift games, and these are Oculus only, by the way, some of these games, some of these older Rift games are as good as some of the games you'll see today because the production was so high back then. Go play Wilson's Heart. Go play Edge of Nowhere. Go play Stormland. Go play, Lone Echo 1 or 2. There's a myriad of other games in there that are amazing. Let me just scroll through the store here a little bit.
Under top selling is where you'll find some of the bangers from back in the day. But even they even got like new titles that are still cross-platform or newer titles. Into the Radius, those types of games.
From Other Suns. From Other Suns is one of the best games out there. It's a multiplayer, ship-to-ship battle game where you're traveling through space, and it's like you get to transport over and go to other people's ships and attack other people's ships. You've got oh man, Flying Aces. Look at this. Air Combat Challenge, Flying Aces.
Anjar Online. That was a Rift exclusive, one of the Oculus
Yeah.
exclusives. Mission IIS, right? That was like the Vomit Comet. Isn't that what
The
they called
Vomit
that back in the
Comet. There you
day?
go.
The original game that made everybody throw up because the gravity was so wrong.
I'm just looking at my library. Audica. Go play Audica. Audica on the Rift Store is amazing. The visuals on it are awesome. Jurassic World. Remember Jurassic World? The visual experience. Jurassic World before the actual game
before
came
the
out.
game. Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Lies Beneath. End Space.
Lies Beneath, one of my
Lies
favorites.
Beneath is awesome. Man, there's some great games out here. Henry is like a
So
interactive.
good. My daughter loved it.
Yeah, Henry's an interactive movie. Like
With a
a little short movie with a hedgehog. Yeah.
he's a hedgehog. Yeah.
Yeah, you know it. Brass Tactics, Todd. Brass Tactics is is like an RTS game in VR. Really great. If you haven't played Brass Tactics, go check it out.
We got a Mateo 311 sighting in chat. How you doing, Mateo? Good to see you.
How are you, sir?
It's so late. Why are you awake?
Mateo says Defector. That's another great one.
Yeah.
Defector is a high production, high quality game. It's basically James Bond in VR, where you get to be a spy and you're freaking a badass spy. You get all kind of gadgets. It's like super high production. It's one of the better games you'll play. I loved freaking Defector. Edge of Nowhere. I'm looking at Edge of Nowhere right now. Edge of Nowhere is one of my favorite games, Todd. Have you ever played it?
I don't think so.
Oh, dude, Edge of Nowhere is so good. It's like a horror game. You're playing a third person. You play with an Xbox controller. But it's like almost like a platformer, but you're in the Arctic, and it's almost got like a thing, the movie Thing kind of thing. Thanks for saying hi, Mateo. You rock, dude. Hey, how about a game? How about a game from the Saints and Sinners developers that you may not have heard of?
Oh,
Archangel Hellfire.
Oh yeah,
Archangel is a mech game it's a mech rail shooter that came out years ago.
I played that on the Windows mixed reality headset.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There was an app that you could install to play Rift games and
it was Revive.
Revive. Yeah.
Revive. Yeah, you don't need it anymore. Here's another forgotten one. Robo Recall. Landfall. Landfall is amazing. You can't even buy that game anymore. Stormland. There's Stormland. Seeking Dawn. You guys remember Seeking Dawn? Oh my god, there's so many good games in here. From Other Suns, Lone Echo, Defector, Frostpoint. Remember Frostpoint?
Yeah, I do remember that one.
Oh, Frostpoint. That's so funny. Oh man, there's so many games, guys. If you are just getting a PC now and you're like, man, there are games here that are not on the Steam store that you can go find in here that are just Oculus funded or Oculus published games. This was before the switch from Meta to Meta. This is a great store, man. I hope they are going to shut this store down eventually, Todd. I just hope that they have a PC site somewhere in the regular site, right? Where I can launch these games for. Do not let these games die.
I know, man. That'd be so sad. Some of these.
Yeah. That would be bad. That would be terrible. Todd, it's been a banger of a show.
Arctica? Never heard of this one. This one looks scary.
Oh yeah. Is it Arctica 1?
Yeah.
Arctica 1 was a kick-ass game, dude. That was an awesome game.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
But high production, man. Holy shit.
Very. Again, Wilson's Heart, another one that was freaking amazing.
I gotta show this real quick because this is fucking amazing. Look at this screenshots from these.
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy. For 2017, this came out.
Yeah. Let me just look at the let me look at the Oculus. Is that where you are? Oculus Originals? Is that where you're looking?
Yeah.
There's some good ones in here. Wilson's Heart, Shadow Point. Shadow Point was another good one. Let's see, Chronos. Oh my God, Chronos is an amazing game that you play as a third person where every time you die, you age.
Yeah.
So you get older. So if you die, you get older very fast. Bullet Train. Oh my
That
God, look at this.
game's almost
Bullet
10
Train.
years old. Holy crap.
Which game?
Chronos.
I know. But it's good. But I guarantee you, if you are just getting into like
You
PCVR
would
now,
never know it's 10 years
go
old.
play Chronos right now. It'll blow you away, man. How about? Oh my God, there's so many good ones here. Remember Oculus Dream Deck? Dream Deck.
Yeah, Corbin Covenantial says that we should make a TikTok short on hidden gems from.
We really should. Some of these are
gonna
just.
Start doing
Some
that.
of these are
I
just.
started a new
blogs.
series on new VR games, which has been doing really well.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think this hidden gems and the hidden gems of the Oculus world or something. Yeah.
How about Walking Dead Onslaught? I'm just
That's
kidding.
an OG.
I'm just kidding. Don't buy that one.
Yeah.
It was not of the Walking Dead games. It was not the good one. The Blue is in here. Keep talking and nobody explodes.
Lone Echo,
Oh
of
my
course.
God, Rico's Fragments. What a good game, Rico's Fragments, man. I mean, there's some crappers in here too. Like anything else, you're gonna find some weird stuff that maybe is like not great. Like Job Simulator. No, I'm just kidding. I know. Tom Let's look at the new release channel. See what's new released. Blockstar.
Yeah, I saw that.
Balloon Shooter.
Blockstar looks pretty good.
Okay, so
lie.
here is where the bloom is off the rose. Okay, for Rift Store. So we're singing the praise. We're singing the we're singing the praises of the Rift Store.
Oh, would you find?
Here's the release. Here's the new release page. Right. So we just talked about having all these amazing new releases. Right.
Here, let me put it up. I'll put up.
Oh my God, there's like, was that 4, 8? There's 10 games, and you haven't heard of. You probably heard of one of them. You've probably heard of one of
the
them.
flip. That's in Warplanes, of course.
You probably haven't even heard of the flip. They didn't do any advertising for it.
That's true. That you might not know the. I know the flip, but you might not know the flip.
Oh my God! Yeah,
it's really good. If you haven't played the flip,
You
go play the
have
flip.
Blockstar, the flip, Shape Lab, Arthur's Owl's Word Block.
What is that?
Eternal Spring VR, Balloon Shooter, Saturnine. There's Warplanes. Warplanes was the one I was thinking everybody would know, at least the name. The other two, I like even the flip. I don't know if anybody's knowing that one. But I give the flip credit. At least they moved it over there.
Yeah.
3D Mahjong Worlds and Immersive Manga.
Immersive Manga. What the hell is this?
What the hell is Immersive?
should I be
It's got
showing
1 star. That can't be good.
Look at the screenshots.
Mickey Barrios says Lucky's Tale was Oculus Rift originally. It was. Yep, it was.
So
They ended
bad.
up moving it to other places. You can even play it on PlayStation now, though. Not one review for the flip says Tech. That's not good. No way. There's not one review.
Nope.
Oh no.
That's not good. It came out last week.
It came out last week. There's no reviews. It's $24.99.
But that's on the Rift store.
Good.
On the Meta store.
Yeah. No, I'm sure there's tons in the. Let's look on the Meta store. How many
I'm
reviews
looking
I have in the Meta store? Dude, I wanted to be out of here a half an hour ago, but I'm like, I can't get off of this. This is fascinating to me.
It's totally fascinating. It's got
We had
42.
thought of it like, hey, let's get out of here early tonight because we got stuff to do. I'm fascinated by the.
I'm not sitting here on bruises and really in pain.
This is amazing, dude.
Oh my God.
Inferno 9 says that Warplanes game has choppers in it. That's cool.
It does. It's probably the worst of the Warplanes games. If I'm going to be
Is it
slightly
really?
honest. Yeah, it is. But it's good.
Hmm.
But they definitely cheaped out. Like the graphics are terrible. Like there's maybe one tree in the whole like landscape. Like you're flying a fighter plane. You're cruising, chasing helicopters. It's super fun. I did a video on it back when it first released. But there's maybe 2 trees. And you go to these little towns where you have to fight helicopters in these towns, and you have to fly through buildings and stuff. Super fun, but the buildings look terrible, and I don't know. Compared to other Warplanes games, this one is definitely the worst.
Yeah,
like graphically wise, yeah, they definitely.
But again, it's hidden gems, guys. There's just so much good stuff here. You know what I mean? Forget about the bad stuff. I mean, it's not really bad. It's just that there's not much there. But I mean, we do have. Thank you to Spencer for hooking us up here. He did give us the address to the. We are going to Altamonte. I think it's Altamonte
Springs.
Altamonte Springs in Florida. 200 South State Road 434. Lock it in, folks. Where are you traveling in from to come hang out with us? Come all the way in. Bluebell says she's traveling in from New York to fly in and hang out with us.
Excellent.
You think we could probably get some Mickey Barrios time? He's from down here. Altamonte. You spelled it wrong though. It's M-O-N or Altamonte. I don't know. Who knows? I've never been there. I just moved to Florida, so I know it's about an hour and a half from here.
There we go.
Like that, so there you go. There you go. Cool. Thanks, Spencer, for getting us info, and definitely come and hang out with us. And if you can't make it, I'm sure we'll have some footage or we'll have some cool stuff up there too. But yeah, Bluebell says she's coming. See, she's smiling. She's coming. Can't wait. We're gonna hang out with Bluebell.
Can't wait to see Bluebell.
Who doesn't want to come and hang out in Florida with?
She's got a really sick Q2C jacket she can wear when she comes down.
Heck yeah, she does. One of a kind, I tell you.
I think so.
One of a kind. Todd.
Two of a kind. I got the other one.
Yeah. Todd.
Yeah.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
That's a good idea.
Get out of here, bro. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for being here. We have 113 people still hanging out with us. You guys rock. We appreciate you. Just want to state one thing. We are losing some podcasts here, folks, and I just want to say we are not going anywhere. So not that we're losing permanently, but Crewcast is going to take a little break. Me and the boys, we just need a little break. It's getting that time of the year. Things will get a little bit slower. It's a little depressing. I know people are a little upset, but we're going to be here for you. So no Crewcast, Virtual Strangers, some news coming. Nothing bad. We're gonna be doing Virtual Strangers in the Night and the regular show, but there may be some changes coming there. Stay tuned. But yeah, that's going to continue on. So you're losing some PlayStation VR Without Parole. You're losing a couple of shows. They're going to go down to one show a week. Rendered Reality is no longer around. They're not doing shows anymore. But we are still here, and we're not going anywhere. We're going to be here every Thursday, pretty much as we can be. So we will be here. We're not going anywhere. We'll double down. We'll be here for you as much as we can, and then we'll look to see what we can do to get in some Saturday shows and do some reality bites. So we'll try and add some shows in on the weekends, here and there when we can. Maybe we'll get some guest people in, myself, Todd, D, and maybe we'll, gamer tag whenever he wants to come in, because that chair is always his if he wants to be there. But when he can't be there, maybe we go get Mateo, or we go get Brad, or we go get Skiva or Alex, or, Wes or Roots, or whoever wants to stop in for the week, Jasmine, or, Adam Bombati, any of the amazing people. Maybe we go talk to Zim or Nathy. But I think we take some of these Saturday shows and we do some cool things and bring some cool people in, get some perspectives, talk about some different stuff. But we will be here for you.
It's always about VR. It's about everything in gaming and VR and black gaming, just what's happening in the world. So it's a good show.
Yep, 100%. But yeah, we'll be there for you. We'll try and help you fill that space for you. And I will make sure. I think we're going to talk to D about taking over the audio upload, because I know, again, we are losing some of these shows, and some of you guys like to listen to them later, and some of these other shows you're not going to be able to listen to anymore now because they're on breaks or they're going to be going away, and you're going to want something to listen to. And I will make sure that we are I make it a priority that we are up to date on all the audios. So if you're trying to watch, from work or in the car or wherever you want to be, that we're available for you there. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Todd, any parting words from you?
Keep an eye on TikTok. We got a bunch of new things coming with my recovery from surgery. I binge watched how to make cool edits and new things on TikTok. So we're gonna dive deep into the TikTok world before the ban happens.
Yeah, right. TikTok ban's coming. We got a Virtual Stranger sighting. I just bring him up, and then there he is. There's
right?
What is up, dude? He says you guys are still going, and yeah, I was just literally, Wes. We were just talking about the change in the landscape a little bit of podcast, VR podcasts right now, and that VR Crewcast is taking a break. And PSVR Without Parole, the Games Cast is kind of cutting down a little bit. Still going to be on Wednesdays, but no Monday, I think, and no Friday anymore. But we will still be here, and Virtual Strangers will still be here. But there's probably just some announcements of some changes that we are going to make with Virtual Strangers coming up. But we will always be here for Virtual Strangers, Wes and Roots and myself. And then me and Todd will always be here for Crewcast or for Crewcast for Q2C VR Gamer, and then we'll do some other stuff too. But stay tuned for news. And Wes said Virtual Strangers this Saturday. We're excited to be regular again for sure. Virtual Strangers is going to be way more regular now, I think, with some of these changes that Wes is going to announce soon. And Saturday night, Virtual Strangers, Saturday night this week, Todd.
Wow.
Saturday night Virtual Strangers. Saturday night with the strangers.
You're going to be able to stream if you're with Virtual Strangers happening.
Well, I can always stream early because Virtual Strangers are never going to start. We're going to start at what, 12 o'clock at night? I can stream from 8 to 12. I can stream from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. It'll be fine.
You go straight to midnight and you still have 2 hours to nap.
Yeah, I'm good. I can stream at 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock and then take a little nap and then do Virtual Strangers, be up all night. It's cool. We're going to be able to do a whole bunch of different stuff being, I don't want to say anything. Wes will announce some stuff later this week, but just want to say we're not going anywhere. We're going to be here and we will fill that void for you guys whenever we can. All right. That is it for this show. We appreciate you guys again. If you want to join the Patreon, please do so. Come hang with us on Mondays. The link for that will be in this video below. Come hang out with us in the Discord if you want to. We got some cool stuff going on there. And we'll see you on Saturday for Virtual Strangers. For Todd and Dee, we'll be here next week. Bye, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.